What's up, wrestling fans? WWE Smackdown is over. And are you ready? Subscribe, by the way, down below. Hit the red button. Come on.
I said, are you ready?
Over 50 million views. You're listening to The Joe Cronin Show.
The Joe Cronin Show.
The Joe Cronin Show.
I hope you hang your mother. This country sucks! This place sucks! CNN masturbated all fucking day.
Oh, Dunkin' Dog Nuts.
Dude, I will eat your fucking asshole out and then spit it into your mouth, baby bird style. Who wants to go? Call the show. I'll fuck your ass! I want to kill myself! If I think it sucks, I tell you!
The Joe Cronin Show.
Beats with Recon, right?
What's up, wrestling fans? Are you ready?
I said, are you ready?
Then for the hundreds in attendance and the thousands that will watch all over the world, let's get ready to stroke it! I'm sorry, what's up, man? Smackdown was fucking... Yeah, how do you like that? That Smackdown was about for me, a tad better than Raw, only in just a little bit. And that's right out of the gate. I just want to say that. I mean, at least SmackDown had like a focal point that they focused on the whole night that they were going for, whereas Raw was just a discombobulated mindfuck. And that's how I felt. I don't know. That was my initial thoughts. Then we'll go through what happened, from the beginning to the end here tonight on this show. Jake, what did you feel about SmackDown?
I mean,
some people loved it. Some people hated it. Some people loved it, dude. I'll tell you, there's weird thoughts about this one tonight.
This had some... I didn't love it, but I liked it. I enjoyed it more than Raw. That's not saying much, obviously.
Never is.
I can lock myself in the bathroom and have more fun than Raw. It's just...
Oh, what the fuck? What the hell does that mean? What
yeah,
can you,
right?
what can
so
you do
many
in the
questions,
bathroom?
so little answers.
Yeah, what the hell are you doing in the bathroom?
You'll never know unless you join me. Bath time. But really, it's just... It's improved, but it's not great. That's the thing. We had a few good matches tonight, so that helped. We had some good and decent promos. That helped. They're working towards Survivor Series. I think maybe if I was going to take a stab at it, your problem is kind of like mine, where we've kind of seen it all, minus one segment, adding somebody, as a call-up. Everything else we've seen so many iterations and forms and times of that They desperately need a roster shakeup again. You know, they need to mix things up desperately because everything feels stale. No matter how they spin it, it just feels stale.
I really do blame this writing, though. I mean, because, honestly, dude, I really think even though it is stale, it is, definitely. But even though it is stale, if they had good writers and good stories that they could keep, you could tell great stories with the same stupid people.
Yeah, with the same people, because we never complained, at least I didn't, about The Rock facing Austin yet again. 3 times at Mania, I was never like, well, Jesus, we got to see this match again. Because we cared, we were invested. And that certainly is it. But between the lack of investment and then the way that they're produced and you see things play out in virtually the same manner without any real change-up, that's a problem as well for me personally.
Tommy, did you think it was lackluster? What's up, Tommy, NC 2010?
What you do? You could not let the...
Oh. I guess he didn't like it.
I think we lost him.
Oh.
Tommy was living the Vida Loca the other day, hanging out with Ricky Martin.
Yeah, it was with Ricky Martin
yesterday.
Why is he? He's all mad at me that I corrected him. He's like, "Oh, thanks, Joe, for being a dickhead. You could have just DM'd me." I'm like, dude,
I corrected him too on Twitter. So
I'm like, dude, everyone can see the title, you dumbass.
Ricky Martin, the famous wrestler.
By the way, Tommy, if Tommy doesn't remember, if Tommy isn't careful, he might overstep his goddamn bounds, and then I might have to bury him again, like I did a few nights ago. Does everybody remember this? Let me know if you remember this.
Fired.
Tommy,
there's a time to do it.
Tommy,
and a time to do it.
Listen, I gotta say something to Tommy.
Because then they can't fucking get rid of you.
Tommy, are you a fucking idiot, Tommy? You fucking dum-dum. Dude, I can't, dude, I'm gonna have a fucking conniption, dude. I am so sick of this fucking community of assholes. Dude, I'm sick of everybody. I'm really fucking sick of somebody coming over to my channel and there being a fucking problem and going over somewhere else and it not being a fucking problem. And then they come here and it is a fucking problem. I'm so sick of this. Shut the fuck up, you Shut the fuck up. Shut your mouths. I am so fucking sick of this shit, dude. I am sick to fucking death. I will not donate if he's on your show. And now I got fucking Tommy. Joe, why did you hang up on me? Why did you hang up on me, Joe, when I do voices? But you let Scott McKinnon sit there on the show all night. When have I ever let Scott McKinnon on my show all night? I'd like to know, you fat retard. I would love to know, Tommy, when have I let Scott McKinnon on my show for the whole show, for the entire show, or for even an hour? It hasn't happened.
Just to save you some, like a Final Frontier.
No, that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about monetize this, Jesse.
By the way,
I had to listen to that on stream, but
so, I don't know if you're aware of these Scream videos that Tommy has done, but
yeah,
people have been sending them around, and
I told him the other day, I said you should have been cast in a horror movie as
as a whore.
Yeah, one of those extras that just get stabbed quick. One of the first girls to get killed.
Like this.
Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you, Tommy? He blew his camera out one of these. Oh my god, did he broke his camera right there? Listen to the sound.
Hipping you.
When he
like cuts out, it gets to be such a high piercing pitch.
When he went to come in and go, keeping you on the inside fact or whatever to leave to end the video, his voice was like, keeping you, and then he had to stop and he went, keeping you. Watch this.
He blew his fucking throat out. I thought at first the other video that he put up was the one that I saw first, not this one. And I was like, oh, he must be lip syncing like the TikTok video, type musical stuff he makes. But I thought he was just matching up the screams, and then one of them he breathes in. I'm like, no, wait, that's actually him doing that. Dear God.
Listen. Oh, you can't hear it yet, but listen to this, everybody. Listen to this.
this is the one.
Oh my god, dude.
I'm gonna do it again.
What the fuck, dude? Anyway, let's move on.
I really thought he was lip syncing at first.
What the hell, dude? What in the world, dude? What the hell? And you wait till you see the video that I have for Monetize this Friday night, dude. This Friday night, guys.
You were
Friday
fully
night.
loaded with glorious sound clips from this week.
Anyway, what do you think about Nicky Cross being? I call her Nicky Loss.
Already, you know.
How's Matt the Misfit doing tonight, huh?
But that's what I was gonna say to him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm not that mad that she lost because she lost to the champion. Had it been against someone like Mandy Rose, then he said he'd be mad." I'm like, "But you were so upset that Sanity lost, So I don't know, and that seems a little bit excusatory just because it's Nikki, but
right,
crushes go a long way."
Yeah, dude, that scream fucked up his camera. There's one video where he's talking at the beginning and you can hear everything he's saying. Then he screams 3 times. And then when he goes back to his camera, he's like, "All right, guys, thanks for listening." But it's like really in the background and crackling. So I think he blew his microphone.
He screwed up the freaking mic.
So I mean, I don't think it's not rest in peace, Nikki, because
No, she's not destroyed her off the bat. I mean, she did hold her own against the champ, but it's upsetting.
Is stupid, and she can't hold her own though because she lost in 5 minutes to the submission hold.
Yeah.
When does Nicky
Cross
Cross
made her
tap out?
On her debut, and it's like, why not end it in a disqualification or?
They wanted Becky to look strong against somebody. That's why they did it.
They could still have Becky look strong and have Nikki snap and bring in a weapon from the outside and. There's just better ways to handle these things, especially on somebody's debut night. You want them to look like
I don't think it's a debut
crazy.
though. I don't. You know what? I think she's gonna go back. I think she's gonna stay in NXT now for a while and come back.
Yeah, you think it was just a one-off?
If it's her debut night for real, then they'll just build her back up again. They'll just go back to now. Nikki will win matches for 3 weeks. Probably, but I don't think she's coming up. I think this is a one-time thing, and then she's back
just
to
because they
NXT.
were overseas. They tried to make it feel like something special. Yeah.
I guess. I don't know what else to...
Super chat.
Super chat.
Super chat.
Leah didn't vote. Leah didn't vote. SD 7/10.
Leah didn't vote. Leah didn't vote. Leah didn't vote, says Big Mac. Big Mac, you triggered me. Big Mac! You have triggered me, Big Mac. Kablooey! Kablooey! Ah! Donation! Ah! 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 I'm being Tommy now. I'm sorry. My bad, man. I was being Tommy.
Credit though, because weeks or months ago he had said, "Oh, it'd be kind of cool. Sanity comes out while Becky's on her rant, and she's like, 'What are you doing here?' And they're like, 'Oh, we won't fight you, but we know somebody that will.' That kind of angle, and that's basically what happened. They weren't on the mic, but that's what they set up. So he called that lock, stock, and 2 smoking barrels.
Yeah, Sanity's a mess. That whole thing has been a mess.
We haven't seen them in how long now? So, I mean, unfortunately, it was spoiled and ruined. It was sent to me. But one of the things that I wanted to address right off the bat was ticket sales tonight. And people can't say, "Oh, fake news," because it was during Becky's promo, and that was in the middle of the damn show. The entire hard cam side was fully taped off. It was all blocked off. That place was less than half sold, maybe even less than that. For an overseas tour, usually they sell these things out easily. There's usually people lining up and they have to turn them away because they sell so many tickets. They're not there often, and it's always a big draw, and you see how the crowds react. It's like a special event when they're there,
Dude, look at this.
Yeah.
Why didn't they move these people back here on the back balcony? But I guess they wanted them on camera, so.
Yeah, they wanted them on the upper because they can do the higher shots, so.
This is just... Dude, anybody wondering about WWE attendance, take a look at this.
That's not... People say, "Oh, this is when they were filing in. This is when they..." No, this is this set of pictures from when Becky was on.
Again, I want to again tell people who don't understand, they don't tarp off the... They don't untarp the area.
Yeah, no, that stays that way.
I'm trying to tell people this all the time. They don't untarp it. Once they start and that's tarped, they don't untarp it because people are coming. They know they didn't sell those tickets and no one is coming and they're not tarping it. Look at the ring. There's already wrestling going on in the ring.
Yeah, the whole thing's just a mess. And
there's already wrestling in the ring. The Survivor Series logos are up. This is from tonight. And they're not going to start untarping all of a sudden. That's not what happens. There's people's heads at the bottom right here. This is people's heads right here. Thanks to Tom Higgins, by the way. Thank you, Tom. So that shows you everyone's there, and there's the tarp. There's the hard cam section right here and the command center, whatever you want to call it. So that's fucking insane. And it's too bad that it happens to SmackDown, too, because SmackDown's the better show.
This was the better of the two shows, certainly.
So it's like they get screwed. Like, they look bad, but it's mostly they're failing because, I don't know, because, you know, obviously if Raw does better, SmackDown does better, but still, if SmackDown could be really good, you know, then they could do better than Raw. So it's still SmackDown's fault, because if SmackDown could rise above and sell out, and then you'd see this at Raw, you know, that would be a hell of a sign to the WWE. But instead, I mean, this is fucking a travesty. Look at this. I said online or something like 5,000 unsold tickets or something like that.
Yeah, in the Skype chat right now, I put up the picture with Becky that shows it, you know, from right behind her, so people don't feel like, oh, that's, you know, early on dark match kind of thing, and it's not, you know. This is clear as day.
Let me see. Oh yeah,
you can see it all tarped off, and I mean, both top and lower sections. It's just people with the box seats that usually get to sit.
Can you imagine being that wrestler there and just looking out there and being like, dude, we're fucking not doing something right. Look at that. Hey, everyone in the crowd. Hey, black fucking tarped off seats everywhere. This looks like a house show.
Yeah.
Dude, this
house
is what...
shows look like they have... House shows have had better attendance over the weekend.
Yeah, they have. This is what Boston looked like in the summer a couple of years ago on that house show I went to, and I was surprised. And I said, wow, what happened to Boston? What happened to the WWE? This is what it looked like at that Boston show. It was a little more like evened out spread, but still it was very like this. But who would think that at SmackDown you would see this? Like, oh my God, dude.
That's for sure. And they've, you know, SmackDown was live last night in Birmingham, England. You know, they had AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe, and, you know, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte, Daniel Bryan versus The Miz, Rey Mysterio versus Jeff Hardy, or with Jeff Hardy, sorry, versus Randy Orton and Nakamura. So there was a lot of, you know, like big marquee matchups, and apparently, you know, the show was great, but, you know, attendance was, you know, pretty poor. But I guess the attendance was, as bad as that was better than the live SmackDown tonight.
That's crazy. That's weird. Yeah. Wait a minute. At the same building?
I don't believe it was the same building, but...
Okay, all right. Well, a small building.
Yeah. Yeah, that was in Birmingham. And tonight was again in Manchester Arena.
Because that is a big arena. Manchester's huge, it looks like.
I can tell you in a second exactly the seating for it. I know it is
18,000? 18 or 19,000? I mean, I don't know. It looks that big to me. Maybe I'm wrong, though. It could be 15.
It's 21,000.
Wow, so. Yeah, it's a big place. That's a big place.
Certainly good size. Yeah.
And they probably sold 15,000 to 14,000. So if you if you compare that,
not even,
you think?
I bet you not even.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, almost half they didn't sell out. Yeah. Almost half. It looks like they did 60% to me. You think they did 60? I think they did 60.
I would say probably 55, 60, but it could be even less.
So
it depends. So. And it's not a full 21,000 either for that. That's like full capacity. WWE takes off almost a quarter for the stage and the backstage and the setup.
So right off the bat, there's probably 2,000 to 3,000 tickets they can't sell.
Yeah, so it's like 5,500 off on top of that. So it's like 8,000.
So they had a potential of 18,000 sold, and they probably did 12, maybe 11. So maybe 10,000.
I would go with that. Maybe 10,000.
So let's say they sold 10,000 seats tonight. Yeah, and that's less than some of the American arenas because this place is big, so it's deceptive. Like when you have an American arena that holds like 18,000, you know that means their full capacity availability is about 14 to 15,000. And we've seen some nights when 1, 2, or 3 rows are tarped off, meaning they sold about 11,000 seats.
Yeah.
They only sold 10,000 out here, and it looks worse because the arena's big, so it looks really fucked up when they're not there. I don't know.
As far as Monday Night Football goes, a lot of people weren't excited about last night's game. Like, it wasn't as big a deal.
Yeah.
Not knocking either team by any means whatsoever. It's just, the hype behind it wasn't as big as previous weeks. The Titans and the Cowboys, their numbers, they drew an 11.78 on cable.
Damn.
So 11.78 million viewers on ESPN. Raw averaged 2.4. So
Raw did a 2.4 last night?
Raw did a 2.4.
What was
and it was only down by, I think, 30,000 viewers compared to last week. And that's with it not being live, pre-recorded. So it being recorded didn't hurt the numbers like we used to see.
Well, we got, what was it? What's the lowest one of the year? What's that low rating? Was it like 2.3 or something like that?
I think it was 2.2.
Wow. Oh, shit. I thought it was 2.3.
Might even be 2.28. I'll double check on that, but
I mean, for Raw to be doing that, whatever. They don't care, though. I mean, they just don't care. I mean, something about whatever the fuck, I don't know. They don't care. And I don't know why.
The first one was the 2.47. So they've gotten lower C here. I think it was a 2.32, just looking quickly. But still, yeah. I mean, regardless, it's not good.
Let's go to a phone call. Hey, 908. I don't know if I got him. I might have hung up on him. God damn it, I might have hung up on him, everybody. Nope, there he is. 908, what's up? This is Jacob.
Hey, what's up, Joe? What's up, Jake?
What's up, man?
How's it going?
Hey, are any of these matches at Survivor Series going to end in a clean pin? Like, with the whole Ronda and Becky, do you honestly see either one losing? And with the whole Shinsuke and Seth, I see Dean coming in and ruining the whole match. Brock and AJ, possibly Braun coming in, maybe. I'm not sure, but Survivor Series so far is looking like it's going to be a shit show.
Well, the one thing to note is that we got problems with Braun right now. He's not up to snuff. He's not doing too well. Apparently, he's.
I heard it's a rumor though. I heard there was like a rumor killer about that. I heard he's not really injured. I'm not sure.
From what I've seen personally reported so far is that he's dealing with 2 fully blown out knees, but is working through them while on the road.
Wow.
He's feeling the pressure to perform, especially with Roman on hiatus, and this is coming from a decent amount of people. As well. I saw it started with Dave Meltzer and kind of trickled down from there, but said Strowman's been dealing with severe leg injuries, and it was definitely noticeable when he was just walking to the ring at Crown Jewel.
Wait, he's got injuries? They're injuries, though? They're not...
He's apparently dealing with 2 blown-out knees.
Damn. That's
and I noted it during the live review that he was kind of walking with a bit of a limp, and he was walking a bit funny. And then apparently,
when he was chasing after Baron.
Yeah, and then when he was thrown to the outside by Lesnar, apparently that aggravated one of his knees more as well.
Yeah, that too. I mean, we have this giant guy chasing people around like he's a fucking cruiserweight. I mean, but no, yeah. Before I go, I just wanted to say that SmackDown honestly was okay. I was entertained. I don't mean to sound like a sheep or anything, but
no, not at all.
Yeah, I think there's a mix of people. That some people thought it was boring, and some people thought it was okay tonight. There's some people that feel that way.
I don't think it was bad by any means. There was some good matches, some decent promos, and compared to the work rate we've gotten, weeks prior, I could see why people would really enjoy this episode, at least comparatively. So.
It's just sad what's happening to the crowd attendance, man. And like SmackDown used to be lit. Like when Edge was there, John was there, and Rey Mysterio and Batista, that was lit. But now it's like sad to see all those empty seats, man.
In a sick way, it's like I kind of like it in a weird way right now because it's like all those people that were saying we're crazy. Oh, you're hating on the WWE. You're crazy. They're making so much money, and it's like, yeah, I know they're making money. There's a difference. We're not going to go into that conversation again, but. The fact is, people are saying, I don't want to go to these shows. Like, I went the last couple times. It was boring. I don't want to go see these people. I'm watching it on TV. I think it's boring. People the ratings are going down, and when ratings go down, less people are watching, less people care. Then people don't want to buy a ticket to go. People that want to buy a ticket, the thing about it is there's like two different people that want to buy a ticket. Some casuals buy tickets because they're like, oh, I don't really watch anymore, but that'd be cool to go, so I'll go. But then some other people, who are more in like less more into the show than anyone else, not casuals, like the mediocre crowd. They're the ones who decide, you know what, I don't want to go. Nah, I don't want to see this. I can barely watch every week. I'm not going to go see it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see it. I mean, this is evident. This is not what this place would look like.
No, sadly.
If you pull up any other, I can't believe there's any other year. Could you pull up any other year where the attendance was like this?
Where it was this bad? I mean, the past few years it's been getting worse, but not to this extent. No. And the lowest rating I keep seeing is like a 2.3. So,
well, but
we were close on that. And no, ratings were never this bad. I mean, it's the record lowest rated, Raw of all times.
But attendance is the lowest it's ever been.
Lowest attendance of all time, and lowest merchandise sales, and
this is so stupid, dude. Let me shut up.
It makes sense too.
What's that?
Sorry,
Why?
I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Makes sense with what?
That why they didn't put the title on Braun if he is working.
Oh yeah. If he's hurt, then that kind of does make sense. Like take the pressure off him, but
yeah, because I just couldn't wrap my head around. There had to be a reason why they'd go with Brock. I mean, they said you heard Cormier and people say, "Oh, bring your WWE title and the cross promotion." Yeah, but from everything I heard beforehand, they really didn't want to do that. They didn't want to repeat with AJ, so maybe they were stuck between a rock and a hard place.
It's time to pay CM Punk, WWE, you idiots.
Yeah, and Dave Meltzer.
It's time to offer CM Punk $30 million.
Give him what he wants. Whatever he wants, the main event of Mania, give it to him.
That's honestly, dude. I thought Daniel Bryan could rescue this shit. I was wrong. I've been saying it for months. Like, get Daniel Bryan and you'll be good.
I thought so too.
But with Daniel's inability to really talk that well, and he's such a nice vegan guy that it doesn't work anymore. And
even him snapping tonight and the crowd's cheering, and you're kind of like, well, he's being a bit of a dick. I mean, it fits, but it's just very, out of character in a sense, and it just doesn't fit. That's the problem. There's no direction.
Yeah, this doesn't work for me. I don't know. I'm thinking in my head. The reason why I'm saying this is I'm thinking in my head, man. Braun Strowman doesn't quite have it. And part of that's because they kept pulling him back. So he's already ruined. Braun Strowman is ruined.
Maybe him possibly being injured is why they kept pulling him back. I mean, that's what a lot of people are noting
Maybe,
now. But
you know what? At this point, if Braun wins the Universal title, people won't really care that much. So they have nobody.
And that's the problem.
Dean Ambrose, Lunatic Fringe, not really working that well. Not really working. Seth Rollins, great wrestler. Other than that, not really working that well. Roman Reigns, he's the guy that they push as the number one guy. He doesn't really work that well. The only thing they have going is that so many people love him and so many people really hate him. So now you can almost see why they push Roman Reigns, because, well, so many people love him and so many people hate him. At least something's happening. Put him out there. But with Dean, I still blame the writing. But with Dean, it's like kind of boring at this point. Seth Rollins, kind of boring. AJ Styles, I can't wait to see him in the ring. But other than that, wrestling in the ring, kind of boring. Daniel Bryan, okay in the ring. Other than that, kind of boring. Samoa Joe, great on the mic, loses a lot of matches. Everybody's got a handicap to shit. There's nobody.
Anybody that they could capitalize on, they just don't pull the trigger. And anybody else that they do, they just don't quite have it, or they're not written in a way that's, they get too complacent.
I don't know, man. I'm pretty close to, I'm trying to compare this roster, and it's hard to because this roster is so much bigger than their roster at their worst other time in 1995. If you look at 1995, compared to this roster, it's like, obviously the roster was tiny. It was a tiny roster in 1995.
Yeah.
But who do they got?
Bret Hart.
Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels. It was really Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker. But it's like, dude, you had The Undertaker. You had Shawn Michaels. You had Bret Hart. You know, you did have 1, 2, 3 Kid and Razor Ramon. Like, I would put that roster up against this one and say I mean, dude, I mean, I'm not kidding. I mean, maybe like pure sport wrestling wise, like if you were to have a sporting wrestling match, like maybe this roster is better as far as that goes. But as far as overall well-roundedness, during one of their worst times in history in 1995, that roster outdid this roster sales-wise. That roster outdid this roster.
They had, you know, Diesel. They had Scott Hall for, I feel like, what, a little bit longer at that point?
Yeah, because Razor Ramon had been Razor since WrestleMania 9. Yeah. Even 8. They even had Scott around the WrestleMania 8 time they acquired Scott Hall. So
yeah. They had Bob Holly with the spark plug gimmick.
That stuff was. I'll say the spark plug was goofy and Doink the Clown and shit like that. But I mean, if you look at the top guys, you know they've got a lot of. To me, they have a lot of Bret Harts right now. A lot of guys who can wrestle really well, but not so good on the mic. However, I would say, in my opinion, that Bret Hart was so damn good in the ring that I would rather watch Bret Hart than a lot of the stuff now anyway, so it's really hard to say, man. This is really not good. This is not good is what I'm trying to say. This is not good. Forget about Cena, The Rock, and friggin' Cena, The Rock, Stone Cold. Forget about that. They don't even have really have a Shawn Michaels or a Bret Hart. And by the way, Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler of all time. So I'm not trying to disparage Shawn Michaels that he's not in The Rock and Stone Cold, because I love Shawn Michaels. He's my favorite, again, of all time. But Shawn Michaels, wrestling-wise, might be the best wrestler of all time to me. Shawn Michaels. If Shawn's a 9.5 out of 10, if Shawn is a 9.5 out of 10 wrestling-wise, Shawn Michaels was a 7 out of 10 on the mic. Like, he was like a 7 out of 10. I even say 10 wrestling, 7 on the mic. Yeah, maybe
you could really make the argument.
I'm just leaving
and then
wiggle
you can
room.
kind of flip that for other people. Like The Rock was a 10 on the mic, and
right, right. But then if you can add even one more element to the stats. If you wanted to add charisma, like just that fucking feel of wow, I got to see that guy. That guy is holy shit. I would say Shawn's, charisma is up there, but in a way, Stone Cold's promo and charisma were higher in a way, but wrestling wasn't. So it's just like, so Shawn's one of those guys that I don't think necessarily. Sometimes he sort of peaked into the guy category. Like sometimes Shawn Michaels peaked into the guy category, but other times he really just was like one of the best wrestlers in the world. But he didn't quite peek over into The Rock, Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold. He kind of was like right at that line. And Bret Hart was too to me. Bret Hart always was like that too to me, where he didn't quite cross into the Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, The Rock, and John Cena. But they certainly, Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, to me, are better than Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. So if you think about that, if Shawn Michaels is technically seen as like an A-, and Hogan and The Rock and those guys are seen as A+ as far as character and draw and things like that. I mean, Dean and Seth are behind Shawn and Bret. So, if you're building a hockey team or whatever, you're building a pitching staff, and Hulk Hogan is your number 1 and Stone Cold and The Rock are number 2 and 3, and then John Cena's number 4. And then that number 5 spot is taken by like Shawn Michaels or Bret Hart or The Undertaker. Probably The Undertaker now because of the longevity and character of The Undertaker, probably The Undertaker. And then after that, Shawn Michaels. Now, if I'm making my top list, I'm putting Shawn number 1. That's me. But I'm just saying overall, as far as character, persona, charisma, and, whatever, selling out a house, Shawn comes in like number 6. But, dude, Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, they're behind that. There's nobody up at that level. Roman isn't up at that level. Roman and Brock Lesnar were booed at WrestleMania. You know, none of these guys are at this level. They have nobody right now. In 1995, they had a couple of B-plus players, as Stephanie would say. Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels were awesome. And The Undertaker. Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, Mankind would show up. They would get Steve Austin. But just put Razor Ramon, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, and fucking The Undertaker. All four of those guys, better draws than Dean, Seth, and whoever they have now. Everybody. It's Roman. I would say maybe Roman is at the draw level of a Shawn and a Bret. Maybe. I don't know the numbers. Maybe he's close to that.
He was, certainly. He was pushing a lot of merch. A lot of merchandise.
See, like,
as far as
he reminds
sales,
me of
there
Diesel.
was a good amount of families and young kids pushing their way to see him.
Doesn't he remind you of Diesel? Like, Roman Reigns to me is Diesel. 1995. It's like he was just working enough that they used him.
Yeah.
But to me, I hated Diesel as a kid.
I did too. I was not. I just couldn't get into it. It just didn't work for me. I don't know why the psychology of it didn't quite click with me. I respect Bret Hart, but I was never a big fan of his either. For some reason, his
you're not alone.
Storyline.
You're not alone.
Storylines. It kind of felt. I got to be careful how I word this again, but like it reminded me slightly of the Hulk Hogan thing. Like he was trying to be not so much Mr. America. That's like a piss poor way of explaining it, but
Well, no, Bret Hart
it
is
felt like another eat your vitamins and do your best kind of idea, and. I like the bad guys. That's why I was into Shawn Michaels, and I was into, it worked for me on that
even
level.
as a kid, though, like, I did like Bret, but I was a Shawn Michaels guy. And when Shawn faced Bret, I mean, I hated Bret at that time. But even as a kid, I felt like I liked Bret for some reason. Dude, I mean, Mr. Perfect, Bret Hart, Roddy Piper, these are guys at WrestleMania 8. I mean, we're talking about WrestleMania 8, a WrestleMania the WWE considers to be a garbage failure. And it's like, dude, at WrestleMania 8, they had Ric Flair, the Macho Man. They had Hulk Hogan. The Warrior showed up. Shawn Michaels and Tito Santana. Dude, and all those matches, they don't come to the level of an NXT, and they don't come to the level of maybe what AJ and Seth could go out there and do possibly, but it was all still better. And this is the most, and most of this, I don't know if most of this is blamed on the writers. I think a lot of it is the writers' fault, and I think a lot of it is the wrestlers' faults for not having balls and being like, dude, this is bullshit. Dude, one of the best promos, the best thing about SmackDown tonight, and I'll play the donations in a minute, by the way. Guys, if you want to donate to the show, make sure you get them in because we're fading here. But the link is down below in the description box for Twitch alerts if you want to donate to the show live, or use Super Chat, $ in the chat, and I'll play the donations in a minute. So get them in there if you'd like. If you want to help me and support the show, and you want to say something fucking crazy or whatever you want to do. Becky Lynch tonight. Great promo. I still think it's...
Yeah, I feel like she's kind of let off her leash a bit too lately. Like they're trusting her more.
Because she's working with Ronda almost, I feel like.
Yeah.
But it's like, I tweeted Road Dogg.
Seems to be.
I said, dude, why does Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, Samoa Joe, and Paul Heyman, why do all four of those people cut great promos, but everybody else sounds like they're reading off a robotic script? And I tweeted that to Road Dogg. I hope he answers me sincerely. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not being, hyperbolic in any sense. It's just a true criticism. It's unfortunate, but I feel like they're just forced to remember all these lines they get out there, and they have to hit, instead of like, there were bullet points. I mean, they've always had some type of scripting, yes, but you tell me before the show, we're going to go on the air, and you give me, 10 lines to remember and say, all right, don't mess it up, keep your composure. And it's a nightmare scenario. How could you sound genuine? People that act and doing on Broadway shows, they rehearse thousands of hours worth of rehearsal time. These guys, they go out there, they get one take, they do it live, so they have to slow it down, and they can't put as much emotion and energy in it because they have to keep thinking. They're too locked up in their heads. They can't let it flow. They can't let the emotions just go because they have to stay on schedule. It doesn't work.
It feels like It's like nobody can really cut a promo that's badass except for Ronda. So Ronda can cut a promo that's badass
because they let her use her history, and they let her use things that are real. I'm trying to find a better way to phrase it.
And honestly, dude, Ronda might be getting to the point where she could become the Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, like, and I'm not saying she's not Stone Cold or The Rock yet, but
people give her shit. I think she's only gotten better as time's gone on. Continually she's improved.
And by the way, Elias, like if I look down the list of let's pretend characters, right? Let's just say we're going strictly on characters, not wrestling or anything like that. We're just going on characters, and I'm gonna leave out the part timers, leave out the Undertaker, leave out the part timers, leave out Triple H, leave out Shawn, leave out. Even leave out Brock. Let's leave out Brock. Let's just go with the main roster that's always there. You got Ronda Rousey, feels like somebody I kind of want to listen to. Samoa Joe is somebody, when he speaks, I kind of want to listen to him.
I personally would say Kevin Owens for me.
You're right. Owens, where is Owens?
He's injured.
Oh, he's injured. That's right.
His legs.
That's right. The double knee surgery.
Yeah.
So, okay, Owens is a guy that I can listen to, but they've cartooned him a little too much. But
that's the problem. But like when he came in initially facing Cena, everything he had to say, my attention was on him. He commanded a presence, and I just couldn't get enough. I want to see more of that. Seth Rollins, when he's able to use that emotion and go ahead and really be, himself, it works. But the other night didn't work at all, because you think he's trying to, or the first week, so a week ago, not this week, when he was talking to Dean and Dean's in the audience, you can tell he had to hit these bullet points. He had to mention these certain things. Just like when I stabbed your back, and we did this, we did that, we had to, he had to hit all these notes on there, so it doesn't sound like robotic or feel genuine. He loses it,
Yeah, go listen. If everybody goes and listens to Seth and what he said and Dean and everything, yeah, it sounds like he's hitting. Again, it sounds like the cookie cutter person speaking. It sounds like most of the other wrestlers who speak, because it's like it's not the wrestler talking. This is what it is. It's not the wrestler talking. It's not the wrestler shooting. It's not the wrestler cutting a promo. It's the wrestler delivering exposition.
Yes. Which
is like, why the fuck am I listening to you deliver exposition like that? It sounds like it's out of, what it sounds like is any movies and stuff that would mock wrestlers. When the guy would be like, last Sunday night, you hurt me, so now I'm going to hurt you tonight, because you hit me in the head with that barbed wire, and I'm going to repay you for what you did last week. Armgar. It's like, what the fuck? Like, that sounds terrible. That's what this is. They're reading scripts.
A parody of itself.
Stone Cold Steve Austin said it the best on his podcast. He said, you can't build characters right now because they're all reading off the same 19-year-old dumb writer's script. Some douchehole in the back, fucking Dewey Foley's writing a fucking script for somebody, for like 5 different people, and they're all reading the same script, and that's why everybody sounds the same. This sucks.
And think about the people that you listed off so far. Ronda Rousey, Samoa Joe, I said Kevin Owens. When you take those individuals, what are they? They're not characters. They're themselves, just amped up to 11. And that's what's always worked. They have a bit of a backstory. But for me, when you get someone that's really good on the mic, they're able to take what's genuine and good about them and just amplify it, put some charisma behind it, give it a little bit of spin, and deliver. And that's Ronda's promo the other day was so good, because what did she do? She took real life experiences and all the trials and tribulations that she endured. Her mom, like she said, waking her up and from a dead sleep to try and break her arm. Why? So she could learn to fight back and have it be instinct to her. So you have these real world experiences that they throw in on top of learned behavior and all this. So it's easy for them to convey emotion because they're going from something that's real, that happened. So, it feels believable. You can get a sense of what they're trying to, explain to you, and you're able to latch on easier because it's believable. You don't have to, suspend your belief because it feels natural.
Even Becky tonight, that was the to me, that was the most believable, because I haven't always liked Becky's promos either. She's sounded robotic before. But tonight, that was her best promo I've ever heard her cut, I think. That was the most confident I've seen her look in the ring. Without, like, she sometimes used to gyrate a little weird and she'd come in and out of it. But tonight, she felt like she's really getting comfortable in that.
And what did she say, though? She talked about everything that she's endured and what she had to do, you know.
And she responded to direct points that Ronda made. She didn't just say this cookie cutter shit. Sounded like she was actually talking.
You may be the baddest bitch on the planet, but at Survivor Series, I'm going to make you mine. You know, she was emphatic. She was defensive. She was proud. She believed in herself. You know, she said, she willed herself through adversity, injury, defeat, but Ronda hasn't been challenged yet. She said, you know, I'm the man, and, you know, your titanium body will be let down by your weak mind. That was such a golden line. Your titanium body, referring to all the injuries and surgeries that Ronda's had, will be let down by your weak mind. Such a great line right there. That is such an amazing statement. She tore her down after building her up. I loved it. So good.
Yeah. Trey Garrow, I don't agree, man. I think Becky has had some shitty promos in the past. Like, she's come off
They're not all bad, but
she's come off cringy if you watch her old stuff, I think.
Especially her first run with the title when she was going against Alexa.
Yeah.
And she was trying to be Miss, you know, happy-go-lucky, just glad to be here. Now she's saying, you know, I've been ground down and beaten.
Even tonight, even tonight she, you know, still has a hint of that. I can tell she's acting, which I don't like that. I don't know, maybe you guys don't care, but I can tell she's acting sometimes and it irritates me. I actually think that a lot of times, believe it or not, a lot of times Charlotte Flair doesn't have that. Charlotte seems like she's talking real a lot of times to me, more consistently than Becky, but I don't really care for Charlotte on the mic, so I know that's weird because I don't care for Charlotte on the mic that much, but I think she comes off more believable a lot of times, whereas Becky seems like she's trying hard, but comes off fake to me a little bit. But tonight, I thought Becky was amazing. I loved her.
Believability, it doesn't always work if you don't have the charisma behind it. And that's why Charlotte may be more believable, but she doesn't always have that sense of urgency or need to her voice. You know, she doesn't always have that bit of, you know.
Becky was the best thing. I don't know if you got something better. My two favorite things tonight about SmackDown, my two favorite things were Becky Lynch's promo. I love Becky Lynch's promo. That's the best thing that I saw tonight. Number two, Andrade Cien Almas. Just seeing him. Just seeing Andrade Cien Almas come down to the ring. And he's a guy where, I mean, he's like comparable to Tito Santana to me. When I was a kid and Tito Santana would come out with the music and he would just say, Arriba! Like, and he would just get in the ring and wrestle. And I was like, I love Tito Santana. This guy's great. He doesn't speak really, he didn't have a manager. He wasn't really a heel usually like Andrade Cien Almas, but I love Cien Almas, man. His charisma, his agility in the ring, I really enjoy him. He seems like a lot of times he's doing different moves out there. Then each time he comes out, like, he hasn't gotten old yet on me, and I hope he doesn't, because we know that if he wrestles like he did in NXT, you know, he won't get old. So I just really like him. I think the music is good. I think his presentation.
Zelina Vega, I didn't know she suffered a concussion at Evolution, but that's why she wasn't with him.
I didn't know that either. I was wondering where she was. He needs her. I mean, that helps him so much. He needs her.
It's not fully confirmed, but it's a possible concussion status for her. So.
Jesus, and she can't even come out with him. That's crazy. That's bad.
I don't believe she went to the European tour because of it.
Oh, okay, yeah, because she can't fly.
She traveled.
No, that's good. Yeah, you don't want to fly with the concussion.
But the Rey Mysterio match, I wish they gave him more time. Maybe this is something I hope they revisit in the future. But they have similar styles and, you know, similar levels of athleticism, and, you know, they're both just excellent together.
That is
chemistry is.
That could be a 10-minute opening WrestleMania match that delivers.
Yeah, if they cranked it up a little bit more. It was a little slow at the beginning, so they'd have to step it up a bit more. But this was 9 minutes, 50 seconds total, and I feel like I think it would have to be 15 minutes at Mania if they did it. But it could be 10 if, like I said, if they really.
Find out, would be interesting is find out how long Shawn Michaels versus Tito Santana at WrestleMania 8, Shawn Michaels versus Tatanka at WrestleMania 9, Chris Jericho versus William Regal at Mania 17 or 18. Find out how long those matches were, because those were the type of opening matches that always, I think, are great. However long those lengths were, make that Cien Almas and Rey Mysterio, and I think you get yourself a good opener, maybe. But I don't think they'll give him as long a time, and dare I say it's because of the whole Lucha thing. But, you know, I just
But that was a really good match. And so the New Day and the Usos, good match as well. That's just old reliable, old faithful. Anytime they're overseas or they need to go ahead and they don't really have anything going on for any of the teams, they're like, bring out the Usos and the New Day. They're going to tear the house down. And
I don't know if they tore the house down, but they...
No, but it's fun live. It always works. You know, they're gonna be entertaining. It's not going to be a bad match. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Even on their worst day, it's still going to be a good match.
Right.
It's just they can rely on them. They don't even have to go out there and kill themselves necessarily, and they're still able to deliver consistently decent, entertaining matches. So,
yeah.
And we've seen them do everything, and even still, it was still fun to watch. Wasn't amazing by any means, but I'd give it a solid 7. You know, it was a fun match to watch. It didn't feel slow to me. The time passed by pretty quickly. And for a nearly 20-minute match, it didn't feel that long. So that's always a good sign of a good matchup.
Yeah, I thought it was all right. I was a little bored though, because I went, "Oh no, Usos and New Day again."
I'm tired of the New Day. I am, but we haven't seen the Usos, I feel, in quite some time. So it was nice to see them again on TV, and now they're going to be showcased as the tag team elimination, captains, and we'll see. I don't think there's much planned for them after that, but
and they dropped the ball on these guys too. That's the other thing, is going back to the Usos. Remember the Usos were starting to really roll with fire on the mic. The Usos were starting to deliver on the mic, and it's like they let them deliver that so that they could eventually get the whole Uso penitentiary thing and day one-ish or whatever. And once they got those catchphrases, they were like, okay, you don't need to do promos anymore. We got your catchphrase. Okay, that's it. And now for like a year or 2 years, it will just be Uso Penitentiary and day one-ish and whatever they come up with. And they don't need to cut promos anymore because we got their we got their catchphrases. All right, put on some shirts, and that's what they come out. They just say that once, and then they wrestle, and then they move on. And then we get them out of there, whatever. It's almost like they don't need to do promos now because they got those catchphrases, which is ridiculous because the Usos had started cutting really damn good promos. And it's like, why can't they still cut promos on people? Why can't they be what they clearly are, which is, if not one of, the best tag team in the company, the most reliable, the most entertaining, and the most together, and the best on the mic tag team that there's been in the company for the last 3 to 4 to 5 years.
Like I said, they're safe in the sense, because they are so consistent. They are going to deliver. You figure they would jump on that.
Why are they treating them like the fucking Colognes right now? They're treated like the Colognes, like, here, workhorse, get out there and do it. Why aren't they showcased as, where's fucking stars? And let's go out there and have matches, but it's like, oh, we need the Usos. I'll throw them in the thing. Okay, that's it. Why aren't they showcased? Like, why aren't they speaking more? Why aren't they doing something cool, having promos? Why aren't they doing little vignettes or something? Like, these guys can speak. And it's like, these guys are characters. They connected with the audience. And then they just kind of let them fade back. Here, take a step back, guys. The Usos I don't love the Usos, like, insanely, but I think the Usos have the ability to be an 8 out of 10 in the WWE. And it feels like sometimes when they hit the 8 out of 10, they're being held back. And now they're like, what are they now, a 6 out of 10? I think they're a 6 out of 10 now, as far as excitement level. Because I know they're going to come out, they'll wrestle. Most of the time they won't be allowed to wrestle the way they can. And other times they will be, but they haven't had promos, and they haven't had any rivalries. So they're a 6 out of 10 right now, as far as overall presentation. And by the way, that's better than most other people, but still, they should be an 8 out of 10.
They should be.
Where's the brass ring?
Not allowed to grab it. Oh, side note, Tito Santana, Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 8. That with entrances, it was 1751.
Right. I'm willing to bet they're all similar, by the way.
Yeah. So
Regal and Y2J, I bet you that's similar to Tonka.
I bet you that's about the same. So probably a little less for Regal and Y2J, but it's about 15 minutes for those openers.
I'd be willing. I'd be willing to settle on 13 minutes because Cien Almas and Rey Mysterio, man. I'd be willing to settle on 13 minutes plus entrances. For the
give
opening.
them a 13-minute match and then do the entrance. That's about what Shawn and Tito got here. You know, that works.
Well, see, Roman's gone now, so I mean that's the thing about the brass ring. Let me play some of these donations. We're getting behind here. See if I can trigger this shit for you. But I don't know
I got everyone's addresses, Mon. I got everyone's fucking addresses, Mon.
Wanna know why the audience was low? Because they got rid of Crime Time. That's why lol they. Want the money, yeah, yo, you, haha.
Jeffro da boss. Jeffro, man, thanks for the $5 and helping out the show. You're a badass, Jeffro. Jeffro, should I throw it on for Jeffro? Should I throw it on for Jeffro? No, I'm not gonna do it. I'll do it. Sorry. Thank you, Jeffro the boss. Appreciate that, man. Shout out to the guy who gave me all these weird facial fucking graphics, too. He said it on YouTube that I could put them up, and that was just one of the ones I found.
Super chat. Smackdown kinda sucked tonight, but enjoyed Becky.
Yeah, man. Becky was the best. Casey Rose, thanks for the $2. I agree. Didn't really love it, but Becky was a star tonight. I love Becky.
Super chat. I'm dealing with 2 blown out cocks. Terrible.
Big Matt, thanks for the $2. But you know what? At least you have 2 of them. Even though they're blown out, just tie them together and then use them on somebody. Preferably get their permission, though. Rosita, thank you for subbing to the channel. If you're new, make sure you guys hit that sub button down below. And hopefully my voice will fix itself soon. I think maybe 2 weeks more and I'll stop coughing, I think. Nicky Cross.
I see Miz challenging AJ next for the title next. What do you guys think?
Yeah, 619. I think that's been something we've been talking about. Thanks for the 381. What a weird number. We've been talking about that for like 6 months now, that things could lead to The Miz winning the championship and Daniel Bryan winning the Rumble to face The Miz. I couldn't really care that much about that anymore. I'm over the whole thing now. Especially after tonight for some reason. I'm just over The Miz and Bryan. It's gone. It's done. They ruined it. Didn't and I don't even blame them, because I might have done the same thing and tried to rekindle it at WrestleMania, but knowing what I know now, I just feel like it's ruined. But maybe it won't be. And I mean, The Miz, if he was the champ and Bryan won the Rumble, and the type of promos on each other, I mean, maybe it could be revived. I'm just being pessimistic at this point.
Gritty, yo, we might eat our own shitty. Yeah, eat our own shitty. City of Philly, we eat shitty. We're gritty as can be. We can survive off our motherfucking own feces. In Philly, we're gritty. In Philly, we're gritty. In Soul City, we eat our own shitty. In Philly, that's why our mascot looks like a...
Yo, Joe and Jake.
Yo.
Happy to see Nicky Cross tonight. AOP versus The Bar should be fun, even though I wanted the Brothers versus App, but whatever, I guess. In honor of me going to my first NHL game this Saturday, here's some gritty.
Hey.
Love hashtag I boo the cunt. Hashtag Natalie Askham. Hashtag CBJ.
Generated, man. Have fun at your first NHL game. I mean, dude, hockey is still my #1 sport. I love hockey. I think you're going to have fun there. I've always loved the hockey games, love going to hockey. It's, I think, the best thing, the best sport to go to live, I think. After that, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I guess if you're a basketball fan, that's because you can be right on the court at basketball. So I think basketball and hockey are the most exciting. And then after that, I enjoy baseball. I'd say, for me, it's football's last. Unless you have, like, front row seats or whatever, like in the center of the field for a football game, I don't know. Football, it's just like you want to get drunk in the stands. And baseball is kind of like that, too.
Give me that hell yeah!
I always wondered what was the purpose of having writers for the wrestlers. They
Right.
are making it seem like they don't know on what to say or how to say it. They making it seem like if they don't know how to talk or speak with a proper message.
JD Venom, I agree, man. JD Venom, thanks, man. By the way, you're like one of the all-time donators, JD. I just wanted to say that to you. Thank you, man. I just feel like... I don't know, there's going to be a donation, but... I feel like they've always needed bullet points. They need idea men, not script writers.
We did shitty. We're gritty as can be. We can survive off our motherfucking own PCs. In Philly, we're gritty. In Philly, we're gritty. In Soul City, we'll eat our own shitty. In Philly, that's why our mascot looks like a...
Joe, this is why the Attitude Era was the best, hands down. Everyone could cut a decent promo. Yes, The Rock, Austin were at the top of the mic skills, but in the Nation, the New Age Outlaws and the rest could also keep us entertained backstage and in the ring.
Right. I mean, everybody could.
Everybody could do it.
Everybody could do it, man. Everybody in the WWE roster could do it, and that's the issue. I really think they need bullet points nowadays. They need bullet points, ideas. You need ideas, not scripts. There's not a lot of on-location shoots. There's not a lot of creative ideas. And on top of that, they just stick to go out, cut promo. That's it. Wrestle match happens. Go out, cut promo. Wrestle match happens. But it's not just that. It's go out, read this promo to a T. It's so fucking controlled now. Jim K's, thank you so much, Jim K's, for the donation, man. What did you think about this, JD?
Failure.
Here you go, man. It's a goddamn failure. Let me read these supporters, man. We got some new patrons. I want to shout you guys out, man. Thank you guys for the support on Patreon. But remember, you get a bunch of bonus podcasts of mine, behind-the-scenes stuff. We're going to have my retro reviews going up again. Hopefully I'll do my NXT review this week, unlike all the last couple weeks. Got Morning Madness, Corrupted Podcast. Jonathan Hipwell, thank you for becoming a $10 patron a month. Ben Scott became a $5 patron a month. Online Persona is back with $5.
I hope Nicky Cross was just to cater to UK like they did on Raw with Pete Dunne.
I think so.
If not, may her career RIP. Show was decent, and kept consistency with Survivor Series build. 5/10. MVP tonight was Mandy Rose, the Pornhub truth cunt.
The Goon. What's up, Goon? I would say that Nicky Cross will come back in like 2 months or something like that, or a month or two. And they'll like reset her, then she'll win her debut match. And this was like just kind of a one-off thing to help build Becky, but also get the UK crowd going and whatever the case else. So that's all that was. Patrick Claremont, thanks for becoming a $5 patron. William Fuller at $5 a month. The Ghost of Tommy's Barber at $2. Jordan, $2 a month. Meet Matt Buck. What's up, Matt Buck? $5 a month. Tennis Racket Jones is back at $5. Minnesota Vikings back at $2. Bobby Gunstrom at $5. Freddie Mitchell back at $5. Y Hates back at $2. Nito Exodust is back at $10. Ron Bowers at $5. Richard Halsall at $5. Emilio Balanos, $5. And that's not to mention people who edited their pledges and increased them. So thank you to the people who did that. Mac Rees going up to $5. David Griffiths from 1 to 2. Jimmy K's up to 25. Frog Kid up to 25. V2ofDoom VITO up to 25. BigBadAds to 32. Andrew going from 10 to 15. Bird going from 2 to 5. Kyle Martin from 2 to 10. DMOON from 5 to 10. Lil Bex from 5 to 10. Always Nerdy TV from 5 to 10. ABELsalasJR from 5 to 10. SoCom Kastle from 15 to 30. Mr. 100 Anti-Drama became a $10 patron as well. I missed him. N.S. Wilson from 2 to 5. Nicky J from 10 to 25. Boy, I think I shouted out everybody. And I want to thank you, the executive producers of JCS, over 3K in support lifetime. Brian Himmelfarb, Justin Mcneil, DMOON, The Bear, Gorilla Strong, Nikki T, The Goon, Schleppy, TNA Better Than WWE, LukeNDfan, NullDeath, ABELsalasJR, Bad Omen, WoolhatDemon, Shell, AruShinchu, and Lemon. Also associate producers, Joe Cronin Show, Patreon, $25 and up. Justin Mcneil is the top guy, the top dog, Justin Mcneil at 100. Then Jim K's, Frog Kid, BigBadAds, Sav King, V2ofDoom VITO, Brian Himmelfarb, Party, Frog Kid,
Lick the nuggets.
Lick them nuggets. What's up, Frog Kid? Hey, I was just talking about you, bro, and then you fucking super chatted. I was just talking about you. We also got Marz Mira, Coop the Comedian, The Bear, Cameron Sinclair, Tyler Lewis, Floyd, Nicky J, SoCom Kastle. That's everybody so far. Unless there might be one or two we got to add to the list. But anyway, thank you guys. Thank you, Frog Kid, for that super chat. You guys make the show what it is. Jake, I mean, I got a couple more things, but what else is on your mind about SmackDown?
Yeah.
What the fuck did we miss here?
Right off the bat with Shane, it was just him coming down really odd. They really, in my eyes, kind of diminished the importance and role that Paige had by him making at first Daniel Bryan the captain and then deciding that The Miz was going to be co-captain. It was a bizarre choice. You figure he would have just given it to The Miz to begin with, or had them both pick one. That would have made more sense. It really felt like, okay, Shane's being booed like a heel, but they don't want to make him a full heel yet, so they're going to, they don't really have like a character decision with him, so they're going to kind of bounce things around, and nothing's clearly defined, so they're just going to kind of ping-pong it back and forth. It really just felt like, they'll play it up with the trophy, but everything else feels like an afterthought. It just bothered me. I don't know, maybe I took it, too far with that analysis, but it bothered me. It felt like a big jumbled mess when it didn't need to be. Things could be just very clearly defined here, and instead they made it so convoluted that it made everything feel less important.
Yeah, I think I was a little bit all over the place with that too. It's confusing. One of the worst things that's been going on is it's confusing all the time, week to week, who's really in charge and who's taking charge now, whether Stephanie's going to come in and do something. I mean, at least Raw, and Raw has been horrible, but at least with Raw, Baron Corbin has been the face, but Shane's been gone for a while. But again, it's confusing when they come back and it's like, okay, now Shane's in charge, I guess. And what is Paige doing? And Stephanie,
Paige made no decisions tonight at all. She didn't affect anything.
She made announcements.
She announced the women, but she wasn't choosing them. It just. Even then, you didn't see Charlotte. Instead, Mandy came out, which I did enjoy. That was a good promo from Mandy, and it still just felt like everything else was an afterthought. I will give them credit that this show built towards Survivor Series 10 times more than what Raw did, at least effectively. But
that's
the
thing is
so
they
it's
tried.
such a difficult thing. They have to rush it all together.
Well, they had consistency of something tonight. That's the thing. I would give SmackDown a 4 out of 10. I'd give it a
5. Yeah,
but I gave Raw a 3 out of 10, and it's like because Raw was just all over the place garbage. This at least tried to be something to build to Survivor Series. Like, see, tonight was a Survivor Series build. I don't like it. I think it's mostly boring, but at least I get it. They're building to Survivor Series. Whereas Raw, it didn't feel like they were building towards anything. It felt like they were just all over the place.
They were. It was a big clusterfuck, and the only thing that was a saving grace of Raw was Elias.
Right. And again,
besides
he's a
that,
fucking
there was
star.
no good matches. There was no outstanding promos. Ronda had a good promo, but out of a 3-hour show, that gets weighed down and you forget about it because everything else is so infuriating.
Yeah, I mean, I left out, I meant to bring up Elias when we were talking about promos and characters earlier. He is, he's got to be one of the best characters in the WWE right now. Like
as far as characters go.
Like if you had a checklist of shit, and I was sitting front row on the hard cam side so that I could see him face to face. I had a hard cam ticket in the front row, and you were like, "Here's everything in the WWE right now. Everything's on the table pretty much. You can book whatever you want to see." And like, throw out like the Undertaker versus Brock or something like, and all that type of stuff. But I mean, you know the week-to-week show, you know who's on the roster. I am at the top of the list choosing to see Elias.
Yeah.
I want to see him, whatever he's going to do in the ring. Make fun of my city, or now he's a face, make fun of someone else. Whatever. I want to see the guy. I'm not so sure about him going face, by the way.
I know it's.
I know that he's. I know he said he really is a face in many ways, but I'm a little worried that because see, like The Rock, when The Rock does the Rock concert, like he would kill people with what he said. Like it was like nasty as shit. Like he was a savage fuck.
Yeah, his was a roast.
And he could go with guys like Jericho, and really he could just shut up anybody. The Rock would just shut up anybody, so he can be a face because he can just destroy you on the mic. Elias kind of making fun of other guys is a little bit weak, but when he's making fun of a city, it works because the people get mad or they enjoy it, but they're mad. It's weird. I can't explain it.
Yeah, we had some of the loudest boos ever,
right?
that I can recall in the last 5 years. From Elias.
That's why it's like I don't know how this is gonna work out yet. I mean, maybe if his merch was like #1, and every single night the people were just cheering everything he said, and he was getting like the Rock responses, then that would make sense to flip him face. But I really am a little concerned about him. I mean, him using the guitar on Corbin got a reaction, and what he's been saying has been pretty good. Like, it hasn't gone bad. But
if he was shitting on their city and people were still refusing to boo him, then I would be like, oh yeah, he's got to go face. I'm worried too, though, but it's not that I don't have faith in him. It's yet again the writing. Yeah. What direction are they going to give him? Are they going to make him turn into like a shill with a face gimmick where he's just basically playing to the audience in a sense that doesn't really fit his role and who he is? That's my worry. I don't want to see him basically out there, oh, Elias loves you kind of idea. I don't want to see that from him. I don't want to see him complimenting the fans and going against what he's done so far just to get cheered because they feel like, oh, he needs to be face now. It's worrisome.
It looks like Road Dogg won't be answering that question because he hasn't answered it or liked it or anything, and I don't.
I was hoping he would, but
I guess I don't blame him. But because if he answers that, they'll make wrestling news headlines.
Yeah, exactly.
But I said Becky promo was awesome. How come Becky and Ronda are able to speak? Everyone else sounds like a robot reading scripts. Legit question. Other than Heyman and Samoa Joe too, and I could probably put Elias in there because I think Elias, he's another one of these guys who's able to read the scripts and make them seem pretty good because his character kind of works with that. Because the guy is saying stuff that he doesn't necessarily believe. He just wants to make people angry. So it was working when he did that. Because it was like, I don't know, he's like the Jeff Jarrett type of thing.
Yeah.
But, even Jeff comes off more natural for sure than Elias. Even Elias does come off a little bit robotic. It seems like everybody does. Nobody really comes out of their shell. They're like a fucking force field over people.
He does and he doesn't. That's the thing. There's some nights where he's just firing on all cylinders and everything he says fits in perfect.
Yeah, like
and
I love him.
There's other times where it's like, I'm not so sure.
I love him, but
and the crowd responds accordingly when he has those moments. If you notice, it's less organic and people don't respond, like they normally do. They're not as loud and they're not as attentive, so it fits. And that's the thing with tonight, that there was some good matches. I liked, Nicky Cross with her debut. I'm upset that she lost, but hopefully this isn't her actual debut. And as, the person that donated before, they did it with Pete Dunne coming up last time they were there when Angle introduced him. Hopefully it was just for the overseas crowd. But we got two, really good matches. I feel, and you could even say three, with the main event. Nothing mind-blowing, but entertaining. It didn't feel like it was a total chore to watch. So there was 4 matches tonight, and I feel like each one of them, was at least entertaining. There was nothing that was, a real troll job on the audience. I did like the women, coming to the ring, and then Charlotte not coming out, Mandy Rose.
Oh my God! I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jake. Continue. Somebody just sent me a picture of Tommy with a fucking pin that says "I voted."
What did he vote for? Ronald McDonald?
Dude, Tommy doesn't even. There's no way he knows what the fuck he's voting for.
Tommy's America.
Dude, he's got the pin on. There's no way he knows what the fuck he's voting for.
And that's why things are the way they are, folks.
There's no way he knows. I bet you, I don't even know what's going on in North Carolina, but if I look up some guy for a few minutes and then I go, hey, who'd you vote for? And he like voted some horrific shit. And I'm like, but this guy said does this and that. And then he'd be like, oh, I don't know. Whatever. Oh,
I don't want to get into it too much. I usually try and avoid like the political things, on the wrestling shows, and we save it for Corrupted. But I was so upset with the fact that I refused to vote today, and usually I do vote, But
wow,
I usually do, and my vote, anybody's vote, didn't matter because everything was already predetermined this time. With early voting being adopted in, everything was decided. But even more so was the fact that this morning, as I'm dropping Courtney off at work, we have local radio. They do the talk show. It's a big deal for Connecticut. They have, and it's on FM, not AM, so everybody pretty much picks up on it. Chaz and AJ are doing their morning show, and they always interview the nominees, and for both the Democratic and the Republican parties. Not even an hour later, it was making news headlines locally, because they got caught in lies, and like the day of for elections being like, oh yeah, we're not gonna, my plan isn't to go up on taxes, and then they said on the morning show that they are. So they said things on the morning show that went against their entire campaign.
That's weird.
They're live on the morning show the day of election. They've gone out and said their entire campaign, no, I don't want to raise taxes. And on the morning of the election day, they're on the radio show saying, yeah, I think I will raise taxes, and I am going to go for putting tolls around Connecticut. Rhode Island has their toll idea currently. It's being dealt with at the courts because they want to just charge tractor trailer trucks. My ass that's what's going to happen. But
Tommy probably wrote banana down on the fucking ballot.
Yeah. So no matter what, both parties here were essentially fighting for the same thing. Like their ideals and everything that they campaigned for all the the past year essentially meant nothing, because this morning they said the exact opposite on a radio show. It was just like, what's the point?
Well, the funniest thing to me was Leah didn't vote, because remember how she went on that rant last week, and I went down there and voted this morning.
And you're like trying to shit on me.
I know, it's funny. It's a whole thing. It's a gimmick. Hashtag Leah didn't vote. No, but so we got married, and Leah's name changed to mine, so she can't I guess she couldn't really vote because her name was different.
You have to re-register, I believe, or you have to submit it.
So, but I was laughing because I was out there, and I was like, you could walk right in, and but I guess the lines are crazy later on. But I mean, mostly in Massachusetts, it's all the other things. I mean, dude, Elizabeth Warren is winning. There's no reason to go.
Yeah,
I don't need to vote for that. Elizabeth Warren is winning. She probably won like 90% or something, or 80%. I don't know.
I don't see Malloy being voted out, and Ned Lamont and Malloy. Either way, no matter who ends up in office, they're working together. So
yeah, that's weird. That's really weird.
They one business benefits the other for them.
Yeah,
they may not line up politically with both sides, but financially they're mutually beneficial. So
I held Leah back. I held Leah's vote back. Let's take these last couple donations, see what's up. Oh, it's Gritty.
Yo, this whole city, we're gritty. Yo, we might eat our own shitty. Yeah, we eat our own shitty. In the city of Philly, we eat shitty.
Yeah!
Gritty as can be, we can survive off our motherfucking own feces. In Philly, we're gritty. In Philly, we're gritty. This whole city, we'll eat our own shitty. In Philly, that's why our mascot looks like a
At cum bunnies at horse curd at fuck the habs at go pats at fuck PayPal.
What the fuck? Glorious Eugene, what's up? Cum bunnies, horse curd, fuck the Habs, go Pats, fuck PayPal. What I'm cool about everything, but why fuck PayPal? Is it because they've pulled out of so many people's supporting regular people who have businesses because of their opinions? Is that why? Or is there something else up with PayPal? I mean, I don't know. It could be either one. You know, I don't know. I wonder though. Thank you, Glorious Eugene, for the $8, man. Look at that fucking face. Look at that. Dude, Gritty could be a WWE superstar.
Hell yeah. I'd be all about that.
Gritty in the ring getting a drop kick. Getting kicked in the face. We're going to take a phone. We're going to go to the phones in a minute, too. People want to call in. We'll get some people on the phone. 339-226-6610. Add me on Skype, Danny Dudley outside of
Fuck yeah, I
US.
got everyone's addresses, Mon. I got everyone's fucking addresses, Mon.
Reason why Attitude Era was great is because it had to be.
Yep.
WCW led ratings war for a long time.
That's true, CJ Crumb. The ratings and everything mattered then. I don't know why certain things don't matter now. I don't quite get it. 301's on the phone. What's up? Thank you, CJ, for the donation.
Hey, Joe, Jake, what's going on, guys?
How's
it going?
Oh, my God, what a pathetic attendance for SmackDown. Holy hell.
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Usually the UK, they usually go all gaga for, like, WWE every time they come out there.
Yeah, that's why I was so shocked that it was such a piss-poor attendance. And, you know, the house shows have been doing better for the past few days, too.
One thing, I'm going back to Raw last night. It's kind of weird, like how they always have, like, whoever has the title, as in defending the title, why the hell, they always, like, have to throw their opponent back into the ring. Like, if you're defending your title, won't you want to try and get the count out, you know, and obviously you'll keep your title. So, like, as far as, like, Seth Rollins last night, you know, like, if you like Razor or whoever back in the ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, you figured they would be smart about it.
Ray did it tonight.
Like, you know, let's get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. You know, when the heels do it, it's weird.
You figured they'd want to retain by any means necessary.
Yeah, I just saw with that last night when I saw Seth was on the outside with Razor, or both of them, whatever. He took them both out with his other overrated suicide dive through the ropes, and they threw him back into the ring instead of just getting back in the ring himself and, like, you know, trying to get the count out, whatever, to keep the titles in. I mean, obviously I know they were going to take him off Seth and, you know, Dean anyway, whatever, per se, but I thought it was kind of funny like that. And one more thing, Tom Phillips,
yeah,
is that just his voice, or does, like, Vince want him to, like, kind of sound like Michael Cole every freaking time?
Yeah, you know, Todd Phillips, and
oh my God.
he was pretty good in NXT. I mean, I thought Rich Brennan was the best. They fired Rich Brennan.
Right.
Rich Brennan was the best. They fired him. I think it's because he looked like a rat. Like, I think Vince McMahon. I think Vince McMahon fired him because of his looks, because he looked like a little dwarf guy. I think Vince fired him because of his looks. And he thinks it was because of some other backstage stuff that I don't know about. And Tom Phillips was pretty good in NXT as well, second to maybe Rich Brennan. And now he's just another robot. He's a carbon copy of Michael Cole. I mean, dude, you could put anybody behind the desk at this point. Tom Phillips used to feel like Tom Phillips. I used to be like, I know who that guy is. Now, he just seems like generic announcer number 7. And Jesus Christ, don't get me started on that other guy. Who's that fucking new guy, that tall guy who does the Saturday main event shows?
I don't remember his name, but he's awful.
Oh my God, is that guy a fucking idiot? Dude, where is this guy? Dude, Saturday main event WWE announcer. What the fuck? Somebody was like, leave him alone, he's a nice guy. Where is this guy? WWE main event. He does.
Do you like Vic?
He does 205 Live as well. Yeah, something Vic. Yeah, Joseph Vic or Vic Joseph.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this guy sucks. This guy is. I mean, dude. I gotta tell you, man. I'm sorry. I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna put myself over. This fucking guy. I was at the same time WWE was listening to my audition tapes. At the same time that WWE was listening to my audition tapes, they were listening to this guy's, and they hired this guy. Like I'm not saying they essentially hired this guy over me. Dude, this guy, I think this guy sucks. But here's the thing. I don't know, man. He is worse than Tom Phillips. They literally hired a guy who I think already was robotic, and now this guy is super robotic.
Just came from the arena. I mean, it was an experience.
I can't remember.
Look at this guy.
I really try to keep my emotions in check, and I've had a lot of help.
That's all I wanted to call in to say to you guys tonight.
Yeah, man, no problem. I'm just fucking obviously.
It is though.
I'm jealous.
It's a travesty that they go ahead and can't sell out the arena, and then they say that it's sold out. That was even more embarrassing. And then come to find out that Alexa Bliss has been wrestling over the weekend at all the European house shows.
Right.
But yet she's injured on Raw, can't wrestle at Evolution. She's not going to wrestle at Survivor Series. She's just going to be the captain because they're going with the whole injured angle.
Well, I mean, I like what they did with Alexa because she's not going to be able to wrestle.
But it's just unfortunate that she misses out yet again.
Well, no, it sucks that she misses out. I'm just happy they were like, we got to get this girl on TV. I agree.
Yeah,
I was
at least they
that's
utilized her at all,
yeah.
Thankfully. But if she's cleared to wrestle, then have her wrestle.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, there's Tommy, fresh off voting for people.
It's a mess on Raw.
Who'd you vote for, Tommy?
I voted. I voted today, and I don't want to share who I voted for.
Do you know who you voted for is the question.
Yes, I know who I voted for, and I just rather not share who I voted for. I voted. I did my American thing today. Gave my American right to vote. And
do you even know why you voted for people, though?
Yeah, I know who I voted for. Yes, I did my studying, and I voted for who I wanted to vote for.
But what about all the other things that you voted for? Like, did you know what you were voting for? Everything else?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I don't believe you.
I write in the hamburger.
There were some things that I didn't, that I wasn't sure about. You know what I mean?
You know who I voted for, Joe? You know who I voted for? I voted for Cool Cat.
Yeah, that's basically explains why I'm concerned about you voting.
That's what we're saying, Tommy. That's what we believe.
That's what I think happened. I think you wrote banana down on the ballot box. I think you voted for banana. I think you even might have wrote KKK down too. I'm not really sure about that, but you might have.
You just made me do a spit take on my phone. Damn it.
I wish I got that on video. I missed it.
Damn it, my phone went kaplootsy.
Oh my god.
Tommy, did you actually watch SmackDown
Tommy,
tonight?
nobody even knows who the people are in North Carolina that you vote for anyway. So if you told us who you voted for, like, we wouldn't even know anyway. I don't know what I'm in Massachusetts. You don't know who for the most part, you probably don't know, who we could vote for.
I mean, I'll say this. I voted Republican.
Well, you could say that. I get that.
I voted Republican. I voted Republican.
I knew you were voting Republican. I mean, but we know about your family's history.
Oh, yeah, Just one video, Joe. One video, which
and a giant flag on the front. I'm just joking, Tommy. I'm kidding. Come on, man. I'm joking. It's all good, man. Hey, I might vote Republican nowadays too because the way fucking the liberals have gone insane. So I don't vote really, but no, it's okay. I'm just joking, Tommy. I'm kidding.
I have a question for you, Joe. Did you like my newest wrestling vlog?
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, okay.
I saw that you spelled the legendary Ricky Morton's name wrong for the second time. So then I went, well, I'm not watching this. He can't even spell Ricky Morton the fucking right way.
Ricky Martin, you were living la vida loca.
You said that to me. I went on Google and searched up his name, and I asked who he was. I pasted his name.
Who's Ricky Martin?
Morton. I put Morton. It said Ricky Morton on his thing, and I pasted it and went back and changed the video again because
you know what tag team Ricky Morton was part of?
The Rock and Roll Express.
There you go. I pulled up all the facts here for you, Tommy. Look, I got them all right here for you. Oh, I lost it. Never mind. Sorry.
Rock and Roll is King is their original theme song.
Do you remember who their manager was? Their prominent manager?
You hate him so much, Jim Cornette.
Well, I still love him. I still love Jim, even though he's a liar. You know, he's a liar, but I still like him.
It's interesting. I've gotten to meet only a few wrestlers. You know, I've gotten to meet him and a few other people, you know, from wrestling, and I think it's pretty cool that I've gotten to meet those people, and it's pretty awesome, you know. And I've met them because I know you, Joe, because I know a few other people in the wrestling community, and I'm pretty lucky for what I have, for what I've gotten to do in my life, you know, through the brief time in my life. I'm lucky for what I have.
See, look,
that's a good way to look at it.
I didn't need to bother in Massachusetts. Look at Massachusetts right now.
Oh,
are you kidding me? Look at this.
It's a landslide.
Elizabeth Warren, 60% to Republican Jeff. I don't even know this guy's last name. Dial? I don't know.
My name is Jeff.
Elizabeth Warren is crushing this bastard. She's just crushing this dude. I voted for Elizabeth Warren, but it didn't matter. It's not like my vote did anything. You know? I mean, I know Elizabeth Warren is becoming a little bit of a social justice warrior, so I'm not really happy with that. Hopefully she backs off on that. She has a little bit, and her stupid Pocahontas thing, but, you know, if you line up Hillary Clinton next to Elizabeth Warren, it ain't even close. Elizabeth Warren, she just has the whole, you know, Pocahontas thing, and then after that, I mean, there's really not a whole lot else, you know? But Hillary Clinton, you can line up a laundry list of shit. You know, so it's like, that's why I think Elizabeth Warren should have ran for president, not Hillary. But I've said that since years ago. But yeah, Republican was never going to win. And I mean, he did get 30%. 30 to 60 is actually 36% to 60 in Massachusetts. Yeah. That's actually kind of impressive. But
I'm surprised Connecticut is at 50% to 45% with Republican Stefanowski leaving over Lamont.
Yeah, Connecticut's really close.
It's going to come down to the wire.
Well, it's not really close, but it's actually been called at this point. It's actually been called, Jake, at this point.
Has it? I haven't refreshed it
56% to 42.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's called now. It was closer earlier, though.
Wow.
You know who's really close right now is Arizona. Martha McSally, Kristen Cinema. Dude, 49.3. Oh, Jesus Christ. Dude, Arizona's nuts right now. The Republican and the Democrat are literally like just fucking... Oh my God, dude. 49. This is more interesting than SmackDown. I wish I covered this tonight. And I don't even care that much. But Martha McSally versus this Kristen... 48.4 to 49.3. Holy shit. The Republican is just squeaking away. California are pretty close. Are they all Democrats running in California? There's not even a Republican running? Is that true? Dianne Feinstein and Kevin D. Leon? Can you do that?
Sure.
Leah, can you do that? I thought there had to be a representative. I guess anybody can run? Or maybe the other two aren't even in there?
I'm not sure, but I guess so.
Delaware has 4 people running.
Unaffiliated candidates, you know, because like Oz Grable conceded tonight at 9:30.
Yeah.
But he only had 4% of the vote. Like, obviously, you're not going to win, you know, but it's just funny when you have those
This
moments.
is great. I love seeing this. Angus King, it says incumbent. Is that the person who's... What does incumbent mean for everybody, Leah? Is that the person who's already there? I think that's the person who's already is. I believe that's the person who's already in office. The incumbent. Tommy, did you know that? Did you know what the incumbent is?
No, I do not.
Well, see, a lot of us didn't. I believe the incumbent is the person who's already has office.
That's the person, that's still holding office.
Yeah, okay. Because incumbency means to inherit something or something like that. Not inherit, but Like having or holding on to or being in possession of, something like that. So duh, Joe, you idiot.
Hey,
I voted for my cock.
There is a Republican running in California. Wolf said. His name is John Cox.
Is he so low that he didn't get listed? Why is he not listed? Because everyone in California was telling me that there's a major swing for Republicans over there, but I'm like, are you sure? I mean, I know L.A. It's usually hardcore liberal over there with L.A., but I don't know, man.
Lord Chameleon says incumbents when you don't pull out.
Somebody wrote Tommy voted for Hitler.
Fuck you guys. I would never vote for Hitler.
Oh yeah,
Tommy, what was your favorite part of SmackDown?
So you say. Hey Casey, thank you for becoming a patron. By the way, just wanted to shout her out. She pledged $2 a month. Frodo Shaggins became a $10 patron. Frodo Shaggins and Ben Scott became a $5 patron, and Patrick Claremont became a $5 one too. Thank all of you guys for becoming patrons today. I'm sorry, Tommy. Now you can answer the question. I had to plug everybody.
I think there's the back and forth between The Miz and like Daniel Bryan. I really thought that was kind of funny. Those two going back and forth like that, trying to work together. And a lot of the matchups that they would get pissed off at each other because one person would select one guy and he would pick one guy, and then the other guy would lose, and he'd be like, "Ha ha! Your guy lost, my guy won." You know, I kind of liked that kind of corniness and goofiness.
Yeah, the banter.
You know, the fact that they can't even work together, they have to beat the shit out of each other in the center of the ring because they're so pissed off at each other because one guy's choice won, and then the other guy's choice came over to Daniel Bryan and started to beat the shit out of him. I kind of enjoyed that, you know.
Well, I can kind of agree with you. I've just seen it so much that I'm really just not entertained by it at all.
You kind of get jaded to it after a while.
Yeah, at least they're doing something with Survivor Series. But again, it always feels like when they get to Survivor Series, cruise control, typical my team, your team thing. Oh, you know. I
don't like the fact that Shane has to be in the match again.
Yeah, I want Survivor Series to be over with. Just please get out of this time. Oh my God.
After SmackDown went off the air, obviously they had the Mixed Match Challenge, and then following that, we had AJ Styles teaming up with Daniel Bryan.
Wow, look at these numbers.
They took on Randy Orton and The Miz, and the finish came when Daniel Bryan blocked the RKO, and then Styles ended up hitting Orton with a phenomenal forearm, and Styles ended up making The Miz submit to the calf crusher to end the match. Then AJ cut a promo talking about how Manchester had one of his greatest moments in his career when he won the title from Jinder Mahal. So that's a cool little thing, and he greeted fans afterwards.
That's kind of cool. That's nice of him. That's the cool thing. If you look at the the polls, I know that we're getting off the wrestling a little bit into this politics stuff, but it's kind of fun. And if you're outside of America, you're probably like, "What? I don't give a shit." So I'll be off this in a second, but and by the way, I don't even like doing this because I think both of these, I hate the Republicans and Democrat stuff. We're not supposed to have two parties. We're not supposed to have two parties. It is bad to do this. Our fucking forefathers said this shit, and we all knew it was going to lead to this shit. It always does. But these groups are gangs. They're all funded by the same companies. So no matter what face you put in office, the same companies on Republicans and Democrats' side are funded by the same group of people with the same interests. So it's all.
Bernie Sanders didn't win because he's a socialist, and the Socialist Party never gets in.
Well, no, Bernie Sanders didn't win because they rigged the election for Hillary. They literally rigged the. Like that's not me. That's not a bitter statement. That's not some conspiracy or make believe thing. It is a fact that Hillary Clinton rigged the DNC. The lady who ran it rigged it. And she got fired for it.
The Democratic Party got in big trouble.
They got in trouble for it somewhat. Not really.
Well,
I mean, dude, nobody really talks about it. Everybody talks about Russia and Trump, but that actually happened and was proved and fully proved, and nobody seems to care that much. But anyway, I hate both of these parties. I hate the Republicans. I hate the Democrats. I hate what they do. But this is interesting. The House right now, the Democrats have 156. Republicans 157. The House is neck and neck between Democrats and Republicans right now. I'm not into projecting right now, so I don't know what the projections. If I looked at it, you could probably start to figure out who's going to win that. I
find it amusing that right now the Republican Party files an injunction following a mass registration of voters in Connecticut to this evening. So
really,
there was a mass registration of voters in New Haven and Mansfield tonight, and the GOP has filed an injunction following the registration of all these voters. So
I assume it's to check the validity of the identity of those people.
Yeah, it's just I thought you couldn't register past last week. I know some states have. I think there's 15 states in all where you can register day of, but I don't know. I thought it was like time limited. And
one of the most classic voter frauds is the thing that actually, because it's actually real. It's a thing that happened in Black Sheep. Remember that, where all the dead people voted?
Oh yeah.
That has always been like one of the top things. Where if you look it up, you find out like 5% of the people are dead, and like somehow they voted. And it was like somebody going in with their ID voting, somebody going in with like their dad's thing and then voting, and then there's electronic discrepancies that you can have and stuff like that. I don't think luckily voting fraud doesn't seem to be a major issue in America. It's there, and we have it, and there's a problem, but it's like it doesn't quite. But you know, all it's going to take is that one time when it really does affect everything for everybody to lose their fucking minds. So hopefully hopefully we'll get to the point where we can fucking vote on our phones. You know what I mean?
I mean, if they have a way to verify it, do it through the DMV where you set up your account. And I mean, they have your license. You have to scan your license with a barcode. There's already the barcode on it, so you scan your license. You can open your phone with your face, so there's got to be a way to do it like a scan ID.
You could do fingerprint, social security, license, and like enter in all this bullshit. Like it's it's a little bit of a pain. Enter in all this shit, thumbprint if you want, whatever. And then fucking vote on your phone. Just hit the buttons on your phone.
Yeah.
And I mean, and
they could hack into it, Joe.
I mean, but you also, if you can see who you voted for, then you'll be all right. Like, oh, it still says I voted for that person, and you can see. And then if you didn't vote, you know what I mean? It's going to be hard to hack that. I mean, I suppose, but yeah, there could be all kinds of problems with it. I'm not saying it's perfect. The House is now tied. The House just became tied. This is becoming fun. Funner than SmackDown. The Democrats tying the Republicans now at 157 in the House. However, the Republicans are running away with the Senate 50-42.
And Connecticut's still in a lockout, Joe. So
and Connecticut's in a lockout.
Are reporting right now. So
Monday Night Raw and SmackDown because they're both blue and red.
Yeah, this is better than SmackDown versus Raw.
Joe, do you remember that scene from Black Sheep where Chris Farley is like he's on that top of that mountain and he's like, vote for Donnelly, and as he says vote for Donnelly, he's like, okay, and he as he just walks away, he falls down the cliff.
Yeah.
Ah!
What the hell was that all about?
I love that scene. It cracked me up. I was watching that scene. I was like, ouch. Because I've rolled down a hill once before.
Yeah, man. Somebody said Democrats are against voter ID, if that's what you're saying. Yeah, they might be. I mean, I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent, so, I used to be a Democrat until they went fucking insane. So I'm just going to stick with being an independent person. If I was to run, I would need a grassroots campaign of support. If I could pull the money, if I could get into the debates, see, that's where it matters. If I can't get in the debates, then it's not worth it. That's how I won in Minnesota. They put me in the debates. I only raised $200,000, and fucking Jesse Ventura's fucking speech down to a T. Oh man, I wish, dude, if Jesse Ventura ran, I would run to the polls. I would run to the polls like Jesse ran over the Viet Cong.
A lot of people are convinced The Rock's going to run for president for 2020.
Really, man?
Yeah. So
I don't know. I might vote for him too.
Well,
what?
Justin in the chat said Survivor Series is such a horrible pay-per-view concept. I like the Survivor Series 5-on-5, traditional matches. I just don't like that they've made it brand versus brand. That's the part that makes it a terrible idea. The red versus blue is what troubles me.
But honestly, dude, if you go back, I've gone back and done this. I've gone back and looked at the Survivor Series over the years, and even back in the day, every Survivor Series is really bad. Like the Survivor Series,
there's some that are not great.
It is a horrible pay-per-view usually because it doesn't mean anything right after it happens. The Democrats. My God! Stone Cold! The Democrats have taken over the Republicans in the House 160-59. Stone Cold! Sorry, lost my mind. I'm not necessarily excited about it. I'm just calling it with excitement. Because
I'm not excited about it. I'm just calling it with excitement.
I'm calling it with excitement. If the Republicans come back, I'll be excited too. I'm just watching it happen. I do think that, the Republicans have a scary amount of power right now. It's fucking pretty crazy. I'm down for
Either way, it's scary. I like it when it's split.
Yeah, split it up, man. Keep it split.
At least the idea of that, anyway.
There's that tug of war. Right now, there's just a fucking... Dude, right
but then
now...
nothing gets done because they just kind of veto each other out. And
That's true.
You need somebody to have that
commanding vote. What I like to usually hope is that, like, if a Democrat comes in, a presidential Democrat comes in and he sets executive orders and stuff like that.
Bless you.
You hope that some good things happen, but then if he does a bunch of bad things, then you hope the next guy comes and fixes those, but then keeps some of the good things the other guy did. And you would think that in a perfect world, that every time a president came in, they would see what the other guy did that didn't work and fix that. And even if there was something they didn't necessarily agree with, but it was working, they kept it. And then you would actually pile on, like, building a building, building something good. But instead, it seems like what's going to happen is someone's going to come in, do a few things right, do a bunch of things wrong. The next guy's going to come in, knock down a bunch of the shit the guy did wrong and the guy did right, then do his own thing, do some things wrong himself. Then the other guy's going to come in and not. And it's like unbelievable. Oh, my God! But out of nowhere, the Republicans come back with fire. The Democrats were up 160-159, but the Republicans 162. Two above now.
Out of nowhere. My God.
Tommy NC's happy because he voted Republican. Tommy, 162 for the House. You redneck son of a bitch. 162 to 160.
I'm fucking redneck.
My God, the Democrats fire back, though. They're not done. 161 to 162. Here it goes. The Republicans drop now, 42-51. In the Senate race, the Republicans are pulling away. You can feel it down in Corpus Christi, Texas, where people are literally mauling each other with cum. I don't know why, but everyone's jerking off with cum. And oh my God, the Republicans now pulling away, 162 to 161 in the House. There's gonna be a House party if the Republicans can pull this up, but if the Democrats come back again, what's gonna happen? It could happen. We're seeing it right now live in front of everyone in Washington D.C. Sorry. I'll tell you what. You know what I miss right now? You know who I miss right now during this coverage? Alex Jones.
Oh, I was wrong.
I miss Alex Jones.
I was going to say Dave Rose.
No, I miss watching like Alex Jones just be like, oh my God, I don't believe this. We can't really let them do it. This is why we said this. And if they take the Senate, then the seat's going to happen. And we're going to start to see all that stuff start to boil up. And it's going to boil up. And you'll see fights. You'll see infights. And my God, man, I'll tell you, if the Republicans win this, you talk about crushing the Democrats because they're going to feel so down. They're going to be like, what the hell? They're going to start to realize they're going to have to reevaluate. That's why it's so good. It's so good if the Republicans win again because, the Democrats are going to have to reflect and maybe they'll stop with these type of, social justice warrior attacks and anti-free speech. They'll have to reevaluate. They'll respin things. And maybe they'll start to go back to a party that we can be respectful of. And that's the one good thing that can come. And that's why they got to go for the throat, man. They got to do it right now. Those fucking guys. You could probably go on his app. He's probably live on his app right now. Oh my goodness, the Democrats take it back, 164 to 162 in the House. We could just do this all night, dude. It's tied up by God Almighty. Someone said in the chat.
My God, solid steel.
I hope people aren't fighting in the chat because politics will get everybody fighting. Guys, I know you guys aren't like this. It's mostly other people. Nobody that would watch my show is a psycho, but you just gotta love everybody, man. You gotta love each other. You gotta understand each other. Everybody's gotta stop. You gotta stop this fucking bullshit of these stupid Antifa fucks. We gotta stop.
That's what's uncalled for. Everybody can have their own opinion, their own wants and desires,
Drama.
But we gotta stop. We also gotta stop the fucking crazy fucking, aggressive guys like the Charlottesville thing. That type of weird. Like there's still a small percentage, a tiny 6% in the country of that weird white supremacy stuff. It's like dead basically. It's a joke. If you're in the KKK, it's a joke. Like nobody is in the KKK. It's like nobody. There's 3,000 members or something. But any of those people that are violent, you just gotta fucking fuck yourself. And the Antifa people, on both sides, they have these fucking gangs of people. It's just dude, that shit has to go away. We have to there has to be a new party that comes out that just beats up all those people. Because that shit just sucks ass. That's bullshit.
Pussy Pounders Anonymous,
oh my God.
We are the PPA.
The social justice warriors, the social justice warriors on the left are the answer to the non-empathetic dirtbags on the right. It's literally, it's yin and the yang. For everybody who wears a pussy hat or something that fucking cries like a baby about not getting their way, there's somebody on the right who just doesn't give a shit if you can't afford health insurance or you can't take care of somebody. So it's literally life balancing itself out. I've seen this throughout my life. People used to tell me this when I was younger, but there's an energy and a vibe and a karma and a yin and the yang that goes around in our existence, a vibe that's in the world, a real living feeling of energy. And it's not the Force from Star Wars, but it's kind of like it. And it is the answer. It is the good and the bad. There's always there. For every equal, there's the opposite. And it's for every crybaby who wants to get you fired because you used free speech, and somebody wants to go cry in the streets about getting you fired because of something you said, there's also somebody on the other side who doesn't give a shit if your kids are dying or something, or doesn't care that you're gay and thinks that you're a scumbag for being gay and doesn't want you to have rights for things. So it's weird. It just balances itself out, and it's the worst of both sides. It's the worst of the extremes. It's two evils, and a lot of people who are good on both sides only seem to single out the bad of the other side. They don't single out their own bad of their side or the bad. They just go after the other side. And if you do that, you'll never be wrong because there's bad everywhere. So that's why nothing gets done. Nothing gets done because no matter what side you're on, you've got a fuck up in your crowd. And all you have to do is call out the fuck ups on that crowd and then gather up your crowd to justify, hey, we're right. Look at how fucked up they are over there. Well, everybody's fucked up, and that's a problem. But if you can take the good of everybody and remember that and start to shove away the shit on both sides, then you'll have a fucking winner. And we just can't seem to do that right now, and that's the problem. Democrats 167, Republicans 164. Wow, this is a weird fucking battle. Let me take New York's on the phone. maybe he voted for Tommy. Wouldn't that be funny? Got some donations I gotta play.
Shit.
New York, what's up, man?
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Let's try to get back to the wrestling a little bit.
It's starting to what?
I think SmackDown was okay tonight.
You like SmackDown tonight?
I thought it was all right.
All right. Well, I can see that. I mean,
when these shows the tape, so it'd be nice to get back to live action.
Yeah, that's cool. I got you.
I understand. It was cool.
I mean, I'm not so hyped on it
tonight.
I'm not.
I would have been.
Yeah, I didn't get any spoilers either.
With seeing Nikki come out, that would have been a fun little surprise. But
yeah, Democrats took the House. Is that true? Well, I mean, maybe they did.
Updates yet, so
they are. Yeah, Elias says they're projected to take the House.
Projected, yes, but
yeah, we know how they projected Trump though too. So
exactly. I mean, they had not winning until
I mean, that's their
When I
tactic.
woke up and heard that he won, I was shocked. I genuinely wrote him
Oh,
off the way
I
they
stayed
had it.
up all night, man. I couldn't wait. You know what, dude? I've never laughed. If you could have recorded my laugh, because I had like the Rachel Maddow thing and like them just shitting on Trump, and then when he won, they literally made you want to root for him. Like, they're so stupid. CNN and NBC and NBC. Like, I was laughing so hard, dude. I almost masturbated because I wanted, dude. I couldn't wait to see Rachel Maddow the next day on TV, like to see what she looked like. And it was that night. You didn't have to wait till the next day. That night she was like, "Oh, what are we gonna do?"
Jimmy Kimmel crying there.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel crying and Jimmy Kimmel all over the place. Oh, you know, blackface. Oh, you know, you painted yourself like fucking Karl Malone, you cunt. Dude, I hate double standard people. Like, it's such a fucking virtue signaling shit. But that was funny that night. I gotta tell you, I didn't vote, but it was funny. Because I was angry. I wanted to vote for Bernie Sanders. I wanted to vote for Bernie.
I bet you he would have beat Trump.
And nope, they cheated. And then dumb fuck comes out and promotes her. Oh, fuck you. I hope he wins now. I said that. I was like, I hope he wins, and you deserve it. You idiots deserve it. And then he won, and I was Dude, who the fuck? I never in my life would have thought that I would be so laughing at something like that. But I was, man. I hated George Bush. I hated Bush's guts. I voted for Obama. I hated Bush. I want to choke George. But and I'm telling you, man, I stayed home for that election. I said I ain't fucking voting for these people. But I enjoyed it. I fucking, oh my God, Christ, bro. I was playing with my nipples at home. Like, I was running around like, oh my God, dude. It was so funny. That was the funniest thing I have ever seen, watching those news crews just be like, we don't know what's happening. Like, all day they were like, oh, it's not even close. The projections are just, you know, this may be one of the quickest nights of our history as far as... I remember someone, I don't remember which news station it was. They said this might be the quickest night of our life or something like that, based on projections here. But you never know. It could be a dogfight, and then like they went in and everything. But they were really banking on that, and then it was just a fucking, oh my God, dude. I don't think I've ever jerked off as much. I don't think there was like,
off with
dude, I had to clean the walls.
Democrat SJW tears, you know, that's.
Oh my God, it was so funny. I mean, I had the same laughter when Obama won, though, for the Republicans. I was laughing then.
I miss Obama as well, as Vibes channel said, you know.
When I voted for Obama that night,
you felt like you accomplished something?
I felt the same way. I was watching some of the Republican people, like not most of the Republicans, not the normal Republicans. I'm talking in both cases about the extreme assholes on each side. When I talk about laughing about Trump winning, I'm talking about that extreme left side. I was laughing at them. And when I voted for Obama, I'm talking about the extreme right side. I was laughing at both of those sides. When Obama was elected, you could see like some of the racist-y people on the right, like, oh my God, and it was just so fucking funny. And then when Trump was elected, it was like this. It was even greater feeling. It was so funny to watch these people just lose their minds. It was so fucking hilarious. Let's take a donation.
Super Chat Party.
Joe, look up Alex Jones gay frog. He literally dressed up as one for Halloween.
Oh my God.
Fucking gold.
Oh my God. Generated. Leah showed me this clip of Alex Jones dressing up like a frog on Halloween.
Yeah, with a gay frog.
Dude, this is why YouTube sucks ass for taking this guy out. Like, I mean, by the way, download the InfoWars app. Go download their app. If you want entertainment, it's funny. You don't have to believe anything he says. He's right sometimes.
Like Jake Paul and Logan Paul here on, but you kick people like Alex Jones off, but you keep fucking Jake Paul and Logan Paul on here. Those son of bitches that provide nothing. They're pieces of shit, and you keep them here on YouTube because they coat your pockets, YouTube, and you fucking get rid of people like Alex Jones. Fuck you, YouTube. Suck my dick, you.
Well, also fuck you, GoDaddy. GoDaddy took down his website. They're the hosters of his website. They took it down. And oh no, that was Gab. That was Gab. I'm sorry. No, it's not Alex Jones.
The joy of us seeing him.
Yeah.
I mean, Alex Jones comes out hopping like a frog, ribbiting in a pink tutu with a frog outfit with his face.
Was
all
there
painted,
music
and
over
he's
it?
Twirling.
Was there music over it? This person had that.
Yeah, there was music playing.
Oh my god, dude! By the way, I'm starting to wonder.
And he's croaking like a frog.
I just want to say the reason why I know about Alex Jones is because about 2 years ago, some people used to say, like, Joe, are you related to Alex Jones? Or like, Joe, when you flip out, it's like Alex Jones. And I'm like, who the fuck is Alex Jones? I don't even know who he is. So I looked him up and I was like, holy shit, this guy's fucking hilarious. So whether you agree with him or don't, it's funny either way. So I'm looking him up and I'm like, dude, this guy's fucking hilarious. But I'm convinced after seeing this clip that this guy might be my fucking biological dad. Like, I mean, this is fucking, this guy, like, I mean, he should be in the WWE. Look at what, like, look at this.
I'm so cool, I'm so neat. I'll never have children, I'm sterilized. But the media says
I'll never have children, I'm sterilized. I'll never have children, I'm sterilized. What the fuck?
and I'm sterilized. But the media says I'm totally
There has to be a politics joke behind this.
I'm totally cool. I'm a kid. It's so good, and I think
it ain't easy being green.
Thanks to atrazine, there'll be no more frogs. But we're gay, so it's cool. Thanks, atrazine.
What the fuck?
Seeing him
Atrazine.
leap out, though.
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god, dude. If this was fucking... Oh my god.
And now you have all the, you know, the elite gaming journalists calling Diablo PC fans entitled crybabies because we don't love Diablo Immortal.
Yeah, look out, guys, because the Diablo, the video game writers, they're all coming out. Somehow, coincidentally, all the video
once.
game writers are coming out and saying that we're crybabies, we're racists. Like, dude, there's an article on fucking the Gamer, whatever the fuck it's called, about how the reason why, like, Diablo fans are white racist. The white racist, what's it called? Poisonous gamers. In fact, most of them have a problem with women. That's why they're mad, because they don't want women playing Diablo on the mobile app. Like, these are real websites. These are like industry websites. IGN has an article.
And Kotaku and
Kotaku, dude, you're telling me everyone doesn't like Diablo. You're telling me the reason why the Diablo fans are mad isn't because they didn't announce a PC game. It's not because they announced a mobile app game. That Blizzard themselves 3 years ago announced a mobile app. Years ago. Look it up, 2014. Blizzard announced a mobile app and then said April Fools. They know. Blizzard.
They know.
A fucking female wrote the article. It was a joke. Because they know that the fans hate mobile apps. So they were joking, and then they announced Reaper of Souls. You stupid fucking idiots. Now, four
Joe,
years
leading
later...
Up to it, all week leading up to this happening, to the announcement for their fucking mobile game, right? All week, all of these gaming sites that are calling, you know, everybody crybaby racist and supremacist... They posted articles that said Diablo 4 to be announced at BlizzCon. Blizzard said it's not happening, but all of these reputable, credible news sites went ahead and said Diablo 4 is being announced at BlizzCon. So then people showed up and paid. They had to pay for travel. They had to pay to get into BlizzCon, you know, all this stuff. And then they get there, and they're excited. They're at a fever pitch. The hype train is, you know, full steam ahead. All aboard. Toot, toot. And what happens? They announce the mobile game, and people lose their minds. And then the gaming sites blame the people that read their articles that said they were announcing the sequel to the fucking game.
Yeah, I mean, dude.
And then they say, oh, well, we weren't sure it was coming. It was just a thought. It was just, you know, they posted minor retractions the day of.
Are we seeing the agenda yet?
Shit up for a whole week.
Are we seeing the agenda yet? They were able to turn. How the fuck did you turn the people being upset about Diablo into guys hate women? How did you turn white males hate women? How did you get that out of Diablo announced a mobile app that nobody wanted, nobody expected, but you're spinning it to white males hate women? That's what some of the sites are doing. I got in a fight with some bitch on Twitter who said she's like, you're the type of person that should be off Twitter. Well, I'm like, well, I am, but she's like, you're the type of person. I'm like, I'm the type of person to be off Twitter? Why? Because I said this is stupid? What is wrong with this country? What is wrong with these people? By the way, if you don't understand how things are working now, then you're out of... Now you understand the Ghostbusters thing? Now do you understand the Jedi thing? Now do you understand the Star Trek thing? Only white guy in Star Trek that was good was a gay guy. Was there one straight white male in Star Trek that was a good guy? Nope. All bad guys. Last Jedi? Hollywood said it was a 90%. Hollywood gave it a 90%. The fans gave it a fucking 48.
And then on top of it, people that have legitimate concerns and gripes saying that because NetEase is the one, they're the mobile studio that, you know, has the honor of working on this game. It's not even Blizzard developing it.
No.
And when you look at it, it's a total reskin. They just put Diablo, characters into a game that already exists. It's Endless of God or Ends of God, something like that. Endless of God, I think it is. It's another hack and slash like mobile loot game. That's a Diablo knockoff already. So all they did was put the Diablo skin and theme onto that game and updated the UI and threw that together. And just so they can make, sales and microtransactions and get money off of gamers for that. Oh, we'll put it out on, iOS and Android and make a shit ton of money. But we're somehow white supremacist monsters, It's like, come on.
Joe, you have to say to all the people that are just like hateful and social justice warriors.
Yeah.
I was frozen today.
Kill Whitey! No! Black sheep again, baby. Oh, man.
Is that right, Joe?
What?
Annie Breeze.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, you know what's funny, too, is me hanging up on Tommy. I love you, Tommy. Bye. The other day, I accidentally added Tommy back to Facebook. And I went, oh no, oops, and he goes, man, thank you so much for adding me back onto Facebook. And I blocked him right back, and he DMs me on Twitter. He goes, Joe, I don't know why you won't just be my friend on Facebook and all this stuff. And in my mind, I'm thinking because you harass the shit out of me every second, every day. And so I'm like,
because you send me requests to watch Killer Clowns.
But earlier, I left my phone in the other room. I couldn't talk to Tommy because I can't go on Twitter on my computer since I'm banned for life. So I actually just said fuck it, and I added him back on Facebook. Literally, like 2 hours later, I get like 2 phone calls on Facebook, video calls, like blah, 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 like, and I'm like, oh my god, it's already started. It's
He's
already
my
fucking started.
That's reserved for breaking WWE news only, Tommy.
Dude, a Facebook call is like full on emergency. It's like.
I've rang that twice. I've rang the bat phone twice. I was in the hospital, and I rang it when Daniel Bryan unretired. That's it. Don't you dare ring the bat phone.
Well, anyway, but yeah, so we talked about that on Corrupted, too. That's up over on youtube.com/corruptedpodcast. We talked about the Diablo thing. But, dude, you know what's funny is, and I said, well, we'll see how they spin this, because how do you spin this? And by the way, women out there hate it, too, you idiots. It's so stupid. It's like, dude, you guys are actually the ones that are discriminating against women, or not just that, but you're talking for the woman. You're just making up stuff and saying that women are being abused by men who are... No, women don't want it either. So you're completely ignoring the women. Like, these people are nasty fucking pieces of shit. And I really... I don't know what has to be done. This is why we don't watch the news. This is why CNN is garbage. This is why IGN and every other gaming website sucks and nobody reads your news. Because it's all fake news. And not only that, it's fucking attack news. And the best thing about it is, if I create my own independent news site where I give opinions and news about stuff, they could take it down, saying I'm not legitimate. But everybody else who's already got their hands in the fucking goddamn money laundering or whatever it is, they'll all stay there. That's why Alex Jones being here was important. Even if he did some things that sucked. It was important to have people like that pushing the envelope. It's important to have other sides of things. It's important to have independent news sources everywhere or independent opinions everywhere. It's so important because now you're stuck with the 15 gaming companies or with the 15 news companies that write about games and bloggers who are in the gaming companies' pockets a lot of the times, all writing about all this shit. And it's like, it's a monopoly of false news. And it's like, do you really think anybody takes you seriously? Like, no, anybody really believes this? There's got to be angry women. You know what I mean? Eventually there's going to be a rise up of women who are like, stop speaking for me. Stop speaking for us. Stop. And you know what you'll be called? You'll be called like fucking brainwashed housewives or something like that. Just like if a black guy speaks up against something and it doesn't fall into line with what people want, the black guy gets called an Uncle Tom or something. Right away by these assholes. A black guy says something that doesn't fall into line with what he's supposed to, you better get in line and get back on the plantation and do what we want you to do and vote how we want you to vote. If a black guy doesn't do that, they call him an Uncle Tom. What the fuck? Meanwhile, other people are racist for stuff that isn't racist, but you can call this guy an Uncle Tom? Because he has an opinion? What the fuck? So, like, dude, like, there's something fucked up going on right now, politically, and Hollywood, and gaming, and the entertainment industry. It is so fucked, and it's time to push back. Everyone that's listening right now, it's time to fight back and push back with your wallet, with your voice. But you got to be careful with your voice because they'll ban you on Twitter and ban your opinion places. So be careful.
They'll silence you.
They will silence you. So you have to just quietly just leave my wallet at home. Leave my wallet at home.
Even if you're right, it just depends on which side you're on because that's the thing. There is no right and wrong in their eyes. It's just, if you're on the right side.
Right.
You have people, Jacob said he got suspended for a day in the chat before defending you. And that's the thing. You can't say anything because the crazy bastards using a slurry of racist and misogynistic and evil words on Twitter, then they pin it on you. It's amazing how they have the power to do so. It's just mass flagging that gets you in trouble.
It's all kinds of bullshit. Now, Tony in the chat said, what about Sandy Hook parents, though? No, Sandy Hook parents, they can go after Alex Jones in the legal system.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's why...
They tried, no? Or they
yeah,
didn't?
no, they still are. I'm pretty sure he's being sued. That's how our system's supposed to work.
And that's why free speech, he opened his mouth and he got fucked for it.
You don't silence a guy for speaking something you don't like. And if he says something that's slander, that's completely wrong, he riles up a crew of people that did these terrible things to these fucking parents of Sandy Hook. Disgusting shit to these parents who lost kids. First of all, the people who should be held accountable are the people that did it. Whoever did it to them needs to be held accountable, number one. And then if they want to sue Alex Jones for it too, then go ahead because this is America. And maybe they might win. That's how America works. If you say something that's wrong and spread a lie about something, you could be in trouble. And if those individual people who called and harassed and all that shit, the Sandy Hook parents, they should be in jail for harassment and stalking. And maybe even more. Emotional distress. All kinds of shit. Those people are pieces of shit. It's the people that carried out the act that should be in trouble, number one. Alex Jones should be careful a little bit and know a little bit better of his audience, of what he's doing. It's very similar to YouTube when a big YouTuber attacks somebody, paints a picture about somebody, and then their whole audience goes and attacks. Your audience is going to attack. So make sure you make it clear to your audience that it's, you know what I mean? But it's still the individual's fault. That's why we have freedom here. You can't just blame everything else. That's why we have individual freedom. But we don't, though, right now. Because people are getting banned everywhere for just saying things. But yeah, no, what they did to the parents, is fucked up. If you think something's not real, fine. Like, you can keep investigating it, knowing about it. But you don't 100% know whether somebody was an actor or not or whatever. So to take the chance to go out there and say that to somebody is really fucking crazy. So no, that's fucking horrible what happened. But it doesn't mean that that Alex Jones should be banned from everywhere and making money anywhere and stuff like that. That it just that's where would we in China?
Let them settle that in the courts. And that whole Sandy Hook situation is so just bizarre.
Right, it's called defamation. Yeah, if he said something that's not true, that's true. But I don't know I don't remember the facts about what he said. But if they have the clip of him saying that they are actors, they are this, and then he's beating the drum, and then this happens, he's held liable for that now. So that is a problem. So but let him be in trouble for it. Let him get hit in the wallet, be knocked down, and now he's got to be, and that's the whole point. Now he's going to be careful in the future. That's how lessons work. You don't just take away someone's speech. Everybody's got a fucking whatever. Anyway, I love you guys. We went off on a rant after our SmackDown review about all kinds of shit, and it was kind of fun to do it, to be honest.
Yeah, checking in on those, election results and political standings.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Oh, by the way, yeah, Democrats are going to take the House.
Yeah,
179 to 169.
This projection seems to be true. Connecticut's still not decided with the governor race.
That's so weird.
Yeah, 54% of precincts reporting it's live on TV.
That's going to be a tomorrow thing.
Yeah, they're still at 50 to 45%, but they're saying that other places that Lamont could win have not been counted yet. And then I bet you if it is like 1% off and that close,
then
they either going to do a recount or they're going to. They already filed the injunction against people that went ahead and claimed to be registered tonight in mass. So there's going to be a lot of
New Hampshire went blue.
Yeah, I saw that. That's surprising.
That's interesting. New Hampshire went blue. Wow. That is pretty crazy. I mean, we were always kind of a close Democratic place up here, but wow, and they're showing all blue up the coast. Yeah, look at that. Blah, blah, blah. Crazy shit. I like my state though, man. We got health insurance. Thanks, Mitt Romney. He was a Republican. He got us health insurance here.
I want out of Connecticut personally. This state is
dude, you should be here. With the way you are, you should be here.
So many problems.
No, I mean, really, you should be here. You'd be taken care of.
Right.
All your shit would be taken care of.
It's a nightmare. Go and spend 8 hours waiting to see a doctor because of your insurance.
You would see more doctors. You'd be taken care of. You could go to Boston Medical even. They take Mass Health.
Yep.
They don't fuck around too. You don't get appointments fucked. They're way more efficient.
Exactly.
I think California and Massachusetts got to be one of the two best places for healthcare.
I believe that absolutely.
And a lot of other places are great, but I mean those two obviously here and there. But yeah, I mean you're still in a good spot, but I think you'd at least 20% of your bills would go down. I think.
Yeah, that alone would be.
I wish I could run for president, man, but you know what? The clips they would pull up on me, I mean, it wouldn't last long, I don't think. I mean, granted, I'm Joe, it's a character, and my real name is Dan, so I'd run with my real name, and this is,
you want to go fuck your ass.
Yeah, you want to go. Here's your
Mr. Cronin. Can we speak about on April 2nd, 2015? You said you wanted Vince McMahon to fillet you while on. It'd be
you called someone a faggot 70 times. Well, the thing is too. The real problem is I would be attacked by both sides, because it would be over
not that you're wishy-washy, but you're realistic. You're a realist, real as fuck, baby.
I think I could do somewhat. I could do some damage. I really believe I could if I shave my face, get in some shape, shave my face, throw a suit on. I could do some damage. I think.
I could picture that.
I mean,
we'd have the suit look when you're announcing.
Yeah, if I lost some weight and shaved my
those
face.
Ladies wet.
I don't know, man. I like being fair. I always like referee. When I was a kid, I liked to referee games because I enjoyed the idea of keeping it as fair as possible. That's I don't know why. That's a weird thing. I don't know. It's like reminds me of a guy who goes into security. Like his life, he enjoys security or being a bouncer. Like not a goofball who wants to hurt somebody, so he's a bouncer.
No.
Or someone's life didn't work out, so they're a bouncer. But some guy who legitimately enjoys keeping a place secure or being a
security.
cop.
Yeah.
I enjoy refereeing shit and trying to keep it fair and balanced. Like I like that for some reason. I don't know why that is.
You like being unbiased. You want to pull no punches.
It's not that I want to be known that way or that I feel I want praise for that. It's I legitimately enjoy watching something and trying to balance the sides. Like it's like a fun job to me, if that makes any. Like when I was a referee for hockey for a little while, I just enjoyed like watching and making sure I was calling the right stuff and everything. You know, I don't know. It's weird because I'd play hockey myself. I'd play hockey, and you'd have those referees that would just sit there sometimes, and you're like one time we scored a goal, and the referee was just kind of lazy, sitting way back, and there was no referee up front watching, and he was always lazing around the ice, and the puck went in the net. And I was near the net. I saw the puck go in the net. And I'm like, dude, did you see the puck? It went in the fucking net. The referee just looked at me. Everybody kept skating and looking at the ref. And I was like, what the hell are you doing, dude? The fucking puck went in the net. You know, if you miss something, you miss something. But the guy had been lazy the whole time and wasn't really calling anything. And I was like, man, this sucks. Like, but when I was a ref, I was like, I'd want to get in there and see everything and stuff. It was fun to me, but to this guy, it wasn't funny. He was probably like, "Oh, whatever, give me my $50. I gotta go drinking, whatever the fuck." You know, like he didn't care. Joe, you can't be president because you kicked Grim in the balls. That's true, man. I mean, I wouldn't be a good president.
Yeah,
we're joking around. I'm an idiot. I could not be. I would have to take a very. I would take. By the way, I would take.
You have to take a hiatus and clear your name for a bit.
Yeah,
cool.
I would have to really. That would be some kind of campaign party, like developing our strategy. What do we do when this comes up? What do we do when that comes up?
Finn Balor's right, though. Finn Balor forever. He said they'd assassinate you for being too truthful. It's what they took out JFK for, and he's right.
That might be true. They might assassinate me, yeah, because it's like a. You're right. That might be it.
Not to address the bullshit, but you know, somebody else in the chat mentioned it before. Oh, you're a racist right wing, and you know, and I never understood how people could see it that way.
You're racist right wing?
No, they were saying you are.
What? How could I possibly be a racist right wing person if I voted for Obama, and I voted for Al Gore? Yeah, I'm so racist right. It's crazy. Oh my god, my god. You know, I mean, you know.
And just because you agree with what one person says at one time doesn't mean you agree with everything
they
say.
You're a closed-minded fucking... What the fuck do you call that type of person? I don't know. Marxist? You're a fucking closed-minded Marxist. How about that? You dumb idiot. I'm an open-minded motherfucker. Come to my open-minded world and free your mind, and stop living in a fucking terrified world of name-calling. You dumb. See, I just called you dum-dum after I said not to name call you.
Dum-dum won't gum-gum.
You poopy pants. You're a poopy pants. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make any sense to call me a right-wing racist. I mean, I've got... A lot of my audience is black. You know, I like black people. I like a lot of my people I look up to are black.
Yeah.
Like comedians like Dave Chappelle. Like, it's stupid to say that. It just doesn't make any sense.
It's just silly.
It's funny though, I guess, because you're an idiot. And you know, if you look at I'm, by the way, unlike Tommy, I'm not afraid to tell you who I voted for too. Unlike Tommy, you know, I'm not afraid of that. I think 70% of my audience leans right or independent. I'm not afraid to tell you. I voted for Al Gore back in the day, and I voted for Obama.
Super chat.
We need normality again, not sick liberal nonsense.
Saliva Toast, what's up, man? Well, you don't really have it right now. Well, see, the Republicans control politics right now. The actual politics, like the decisions. The Republicans are controlling the political decisions. But the liberals, the Democrats, are controlling our social decisions. So it's awful right now. Like, one side is making really, I think, some bad decisions over there politically, and then the other side is making some really horrific decisions socially. So you got a lot of bad shit going on everywhere as far as I'm concerned. I don't know, man. President Joe.
Yeah, what is your statement?
Could I be president?
You dumb.
Yeah, you're a dumb. Oh, I would win like Trump. I could win an independent thing because I'd be like Trump. I'd go up on stage and just fucking cut a promo on the guy. You know, just look up all the shit about him and just run down the list. You know? Oh yeah, you're gonna do all these things and all these things, just like how in your state there's a fucking 4% decline in this and that. Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing. Blah blah blah. Yeah, you're backed by the same banks. You know, this bank, that bank, that bank. You want to read off the list of who's he's backed by? He don't give a crap about you. Go ahead and say some more crap that everybody's heard a million times. Oh my God, dude, I'd shred people up there. You know, it would be so funny. You just go with the Trump approach, except I'd run as an independent. It'd be so funny. Forget about it. Bernie Sanders, it's me, guys. It's me, everybody. It's me, Bernie. I just took a dump in my colostomy bag. I don't know why I'm doing that. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm just fucking... I just don't want to get off the air right now.
What you do? You could not let the...
Tommy. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Whoever you vote for, whatever party you are, whatever you believe in, whatever religion, whatever color, whatever race, wherever you're from, we love the fuck out of you, and we're all the same goddamn skeleton red blood shit. So shut the fuck up and start loving each other. And fucking Nicky Cross lost tonight. What the fuck? What the fuck? Good night. I'll see you tomorrow for Out of Nowhere at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. And we got another donation coming in, so I'm not going to end the show. I'm going to let this come through.
Yeah, I got everyone's addresses, Mon. I got everyone's fucking addresses, Mon.
Tommy voted for Heathcliff the cat or new Wendy's menu. Maybe he voted for his new parents too. He probably also voted for Debbia. Tommy Hijacks Show.
Finn Balor forever. Thanks, man. I appreciate that, Finn Balor forever. Somebody said, Joe, talk shit about Trump. You don't really talk shit about Trump a lot. That's why people might think that. Well, I mean, Trump elected a fucking scumbag into the EPA who is literally in the oil company's pockets. That's fucking retarded. Betsy DeVos. She's in charge of the school shit. She's a cunt. Oh, I'm going to drain the swamp and fill it with scumbag assholes. Like, so, I mean, you know, trust me, I see everything. Like, it's all fucked up. Like, shit is fucked. Shit is fucked everywhere. We're all going to hell. That's why I want to run for president. I want to be there when it all goes down, man. I want to be in that White House. I want to start fucking, dude, fuck all the other stuff. Dude, we think he pissed on people in Russia. Dude, I'll just tell people I do that. I'll just be like, you know what? There's fucking tapes of me pissing on people and shit, and whatever. He won't tell you that. There's probably pictures of him kissing a kid in the asshole or something, but, he won't tell you that. You'll find out about it later. I'll come up front with it right now. I pissed on some grown adult women. Shit happens. This guy eats out 9-year-olds.
Super chat. Super chat.
I'm just kidding.
Bruh.
Mav, IMG, what's up, Mav? Brah. Where's Brah at? Brah.
Failure.
Joe's a failure.
Let's beast with Recon, bruh.
Let's beast with Recon, brah. Let's beast with Recon, brah.
Not even listening to it. Not even listening to it, folks. What's gonna happen first? Joe getting a house for his kids and his wife, or the fact that he's gonna get 100,000 subscribers? Which is gonna come first? Probably. Probably. I don't give a fuck. Probably
what a scumbag,
neither.
dude.
Probably neither.
Failure.
All right, guys. I love you all. Thanks for listening all night, even though we went off and talked about stupid shit. But, we talked an hour about SmackDown. I think we did as much as we could. The Skype was having issues tonight. I heard from a lot of people saying they were calling in, but they was always busy. So Skype's having a problem. We'll talk tomorrow. We'll try to take your calls tomorrow night on Out of Nowhere at 11 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. Call tomorrow night. And I'll see the rest of you guys on Patreon if you guys are patrons. And if you're new to Patreon, hopefully you guys sign up tonight. Thank you, Jake DeMarco. You can hit him up on Twitter at CountdownEnded. You can hit me up on my Twitter account, which is a weird one because I have to go covert. It's at CorruptedPod down below. And we'll see you Thursday for Thursday Night Throwdown over on my other channel. And then Friday night right here again. Monetize this at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Last week's Monetize This was a wild one. This one will be too. S.Dollar, take it away.
Monetize this, Friday at 11. Joe Cronin. Monetize this. Keep counting that Joe. Fridays at 11. Joe Cronin. Keep counting that cash, Joe. Yeah. Let me start by saying this. You mess with Joe, you might as well slit your wrist. I come and get you, listen and you feel the picture. I bang hard, me and Joe will come and bang your sister. Who are these guys, all these bums in the chat? Yapping their mouth until their face get cracked. Let this bitch Pete on my lap to watch his fucking mouth before I come through and put his ass on the shelf. Shout out to my nigga Heist, everything precise. We puffin' blunts all day and every single night. Everything we do, always make the news. Damn, tell me what a brother really gotta do. Shout out to Foul Mouth, shout out to Jake too. I think keep it real like a real motherfucker do. Name is bitch, Anthony Brown. You keep at me, dog, I'm putting you 6 feet down. Yeah, everybody loved Joe Cronin, but before the fame, nobody ever noticed. Now he's on top, where he belongs. Making shows almost every night I was long. Drinking whiskey and I was singing songs. Joe's got a following that you could not clone.
Let's beats with Recon.
Hey, get ready, hope you're ready for a fight. I holla at my fam, I want it cause he got a plan. He comes swinging through the hood like he Tarzan. Everything we do, you would think it's planned. We come from the land of camels and desert sand. Vanessa, that I think she got a nice ass. And Maxwell, you got big bad ads. And Leah, I don't wanna disrespect her. Just know, Joe, that you're a lucky gangster. Tommy, everybody thinks you're a joke, but there's a devil lurking every time you're looking at the Joker. And that girl in the shower, you wish you poked her. Maybe next time learn to play better poker. Yeah, I'm going on a fucking hunt now. And that bitch German's gon' get gunned down. I come to your city, homie, all strapped up. And I ain't leaving till you're in a bag zipped up. Yeah, everybody loved Joe Cronin, but before the fame, nobody ever noticed. Now he's on top, where he belongs. Making shows almost every night I was long. Drinking whiskey and always banging songs.